Good morning. Welcome to Sewing Street with me, Vicky. With you till 12 o'clock. We've got Cara with us today as well. We've got a lovely day. In fact, we've got a bit of an unusual day because Hayley, yes, head of TV Hayley, is upstairs in my ear today. She's already cracked open a can of fizzy pop and she's very lively this morning, singing in our ear. We're saying, hang on, we're not used to this. Hannah's normally still a bit subdued at 8 o'clock in the morning, but it's going to be lots of fun. And I love the fact, actually, that Hayley brings sort of different input to what we're used to here in the studio. Not only is she singing before 6 o'clock, but she's also saying, oh, by the way, we got this one because of this, and this one. She sits obviously with our buying team, so knows lots about all the different products that we've got coming in, so I'll be able to update you on those. Now, before I introduce what we've got coming up today, let's start with the early bird. And, as I say, Hayley said to me, this is the first time that we've ever done a dressmaking fabric early bird, which is very exciting. So this is your beautiful, beautiful, it's a crepe fabric. It's so, so soft. It's lovely. This is your lovely polka dot green for £4.99, which is fantastic. Normally this is £7.99 a metre, so a £3 saving is amazing. Now, I am just going to tell you, for some reason, the fabric didn't arrive here this morning, so you're not going to have a finished pair of trousers, but this is giving you a bit of an idea of what you could do. This was Jenny McCreary who did this one, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This was Jenny McCreary's trousers. They're tiny, aren't they? We were holding them up to each other like, Jenny McCreary is tiny. How on earth is... Yeah, she's tiny. £4.99 a half metre. Now, Hayley, I don't know whether you can see what the width and the composition of this is, because it's 145 wide and it's a bubble crepe. It's a bubble crepe. It's just £4.99. Now, for dressmakers, this is going to be brilliant. I think we've seen a dress before as well with a beautiful bright pink bias binding, and it looked gorgeous. It's always been, I think, probably one of the most popular dressmaking fabrics that we've stocked, and it's the first time it's been at an early bird special. It's with a £3 saving. So that means for anybody who's woken up bright and early with us this morning, you've paid your postage and packaging if you're checking out on this. It is going to be off the bolt, especially for you. So if you want 4 metres of this, for example, add 8 units to your order, add as much as you want to your basket, check out, and it'll only be one postage and packaging. Hayley's saying it will be for today only. This will sell out today. If you want to make the most of it, now is the time to do so. Don't wait until later on. It's super, super busy already. Don't wait until the end of the hour to check out on this one. Remember, it's only 1p&p all day long. And it's a really big saving, isn't it? £3 saving. Is that about 40% off? That's a big saving, isn't it? On beautiful quality dressmaking fabric. I love how lovely and loose sort of fitting you're going to be able to make such beautiful clothes with it. It's got great drape to it. And I must say, I love that colour green. It's like a sagey olive green, isn't it? Beautiful. And it's going to go with everything, isn't it? I think actually this will go lovely with like oranges and more autumnal colours as well. Seeing it as quite summery, lightweight trousers here, but actually I think this is going to look beautiful as a shirt or a blouse. Just £4.99. It's a great chance to try out, you know, dressmaking. Maybe you've got a certain pattern at home that you're thinking, right, that's going to be perfect for it. Or even just a simple pair of, you know, elasticated waistband pants. These are so lovely. £4.99. I think these are the ones actually that Kat's made as well, our Cat. I think she's made these trousers, yeah, in this fabric. And she didn't get the early bird special price. Remember, this is the first time it's been reduced. It's the first time we've had a dressmaking fabric as an early bird. So dressmakers, go for it. Remember, if you check out of your baskets, don't worry, it's not like other places where you have to keep paying the P&P every time you check out. It's only 1p&p all day long. And trust me, you're going to want to make sure you've opened your baskets nice and early, because we have got some beautiful, beautiful things today. Beautiful products. Those of you that, yeah, want to be a bit on trend as well, polka dots are all the rage. Polka dots are very, very, very on trend at the moment as well. Oh, are we on Facebook? Hi, Facebook Live as well. I believe we're on Facebook Live, which is exciting because I know so many people who might not be able to get us on the television. Tell your friends that we're now on Facebook as well. So we're broadcasting live every single day on Facebook, which is very exciting. And it's a really great way to send in your messages. So whether you're getting involved on Facebook or whether you're messaging in, you can send in any questions. So as I say, this is 145 wide, did you say? Less than 15 metres left, so if you do want to multi-bind it, remember it's only one postage and packaging, and that will sell out. That will sell out. Okay. Hi Sam, hi Carol, hi Dawn on Facebook. Lots of people messaging in. So is it you, Paul, that's looking at all of the messages on Facebook? Hi Alison. Thank you ever so much for your lovely messages. Less than 9 metres of the polka dot fabric. That's about to sell out. Right. This hour, now, next hour that we've got with Cara at 10 o'clock, we've got the lovely Liberty bag. And it's a Debbie Shaw pattern. Debbie Shaw pattern. Gorgeous quality with Bosel as well. Teamed up. I know that Debbie Shaw teamed up with Bosel to create these beautiful bags. So very, very excited about that. This hour, we have got the most adorable. And I say, isn't she just? As soon as Hayley walked in, she went, "Where's Rosie?" And me and Cara are like, "Who are you on about? Who's Rosie?" Cara was like, "My daughter's called Rosie." She was like, "No, the rabbit." Which for some reason, I know our Jess has just named this Rosie. And she is adorable. Look at her ears. I love her. And her little dress, she's just so pretty. Now, this comes from the most adorable book called Embroidered Animals, and there are so many amazing makes in here. I'm going to prop her up over here so she can sit. She's so cute. Right, so this is brand new to us today. This has never been to air before. And you have got so many. I'm trying to work out how many there are in here. There are so many of, oh, honestly, they are the cutest, most adorable embroidered toys and animals. It's a gorgeous book, isn't it? It's an absolute gorgeous book. So, how this book works, toys, tools and materials, all the different things that you're going to need, things that are going to be useful to help you along with the book. There's the basic doll. So once you know how to make the basic doll, obviously you can sort of carry on through. We are going to go through the book in more detail with Cara, as I know she absolutely loves this book. Let's just have a quick flick through. So it talks you through assembling the body, the head, doing the detail on the face. So the body's pretty much the same, and then it is just changing which animal you want to do with different ears, different outfits. There's your kitty. I do like the cat. Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, loads of people saying they love Rosie on Facebook. Oh, isn't she gorgeous? She is. There's a little mouse. You could make a whole little family. We haven't done a lot of toy making, actually, since we launched in February. It's a great thing to try. I think it's a lovely transferable skills. And those of you that have done dressmaking before, you've got a little bit of mini dressmaking, obviously. You've also got elements that you're probably used to seeing with bag making and quilting, in fact. So those of you that are an all-round sewer and want to have a bit of a dabble and try with something new, especially with this book, I think it's really clear and thorough how it talks you through your instructions. Look at darling Ellie. Ellie the elephant. She's gorgeous. We've got a nautical fox. Extremely clear pictures, instructions we will go through with Cara. A lovely little deer. Look at with her fur shawl. I tell you what, these animals have got a better wardrobe than me. These are amazing. $12.99. It's fantastic value, isn't it? Thinking about how much you can pay for a single pattern. You've got so many different variations of the lovely little doll. And I think those of you that like a bit of slow stitching as well, obviously you're going to be able to do some of it on your machine, and then the hand embroidered parts of the face, and you can personalise it to make it your own. I know so many people who are going to want this one just for the unicorn. How amazing is the unicorn? I love her. So we're going to be looking, there's the lion as well. Little lion, just little lion. £12.99. We'll speak to Cara. all of your embroidery stitches here. I think with the kit as well, you get so much fabric in the kit. I'll show you in a second. You could probably say, do you know what? I want to have a go at the elephant or do something else. You don't necessarily need to make Rosie. I do love her though. Isn't she adorable? Absolutely adorable. So we're working from this book. Let's have a look at the kit. There's one kit today and we think this is going to be perfect for all of it. Have a good look at the detail on Rosie as well. I just love the embroidered detail. So if I were to see this, I'd think, oh my word, this is going to be way out of my sort of skill set. But trust me, with Cara's help and with the book, I think we're all going to be able to create them. And what a gorgeous gift for somebody. She is absolutely adorable. I can almost imagine, you know, like a little girl or a little boy, a little child who's just walking around holding the ear almost, just dragging behind them. Oh, I just love her. So in the kit, you're getting your toy stuffing, which you get absolutely plenty in there. You're also going to get half a metre of Osnaburg, and it's really nice and wide, so you get loads of that. In fact, let me show you. If I open this out, how much Osnaburg you actually get for half a metre. It's loads. So you get loads of Osnaburg. And then we also have 2 fat quarters of your pink, which for the insides of their ears, the little dress, the little jacket, 2 fat quarters of each of your fabrics. You also then have a great mixture of colours on your gorgeous quality DMC skeins. So you've got your pinks, your orange, your green. You're definitely going to be able to make more than one. You might just need to put maybe a bit of fabric to go with, you know, for the outfits. Might need just a little bit of fabric different for the outfits. So definitely going to be able to make more than one. For $19.99, that is amazing. Super affordable. I will speak to Cara, but I'm sure out of that kit you're going to be able to make more than one, especially if you're using a bit of your stash as well. £19.99, that is fantastic value for money. So we see how we make her anyway. Do make sure you're checking out of your basket as soon as you can. Get your messages in as well. If you've got any questions about any, you know, intricate details of how to do it, then please do let us know. Remember, you can email studio@sewingstreet.com. This, for those of you that haven't yet checked out, this is how you buy. Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping. Oh, well done everybody who's checked out so far. We love Rosie, Cara.
Oh, she's so lovely.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to have you back,
you?
especially doing toy making, because I know when from our previous life,
yes.
I've seen you always toy making
yes,
and doing hand stitching.
I only started toy making about a year or so ago.
Really?
Yeah, I did it a little bit when I was younger. My mum always used to do toy making, but it's so nice to come back to something that you've done before.
Oh, and all of these, I mean, in the book are adorable, aren't they?
Once I'd made one, I thought, do you know what? I want to make a lot more.
So, could you actually, with the kit that we've got today, could you make more than one?
You definitely can with the Osnaburg.
Fab.
And I love Osnaburg. I really do. It's just so nice to work with. You may want to add a few bits and pieces from your stash for
Fabulous.
the actual... you know, the dresses and things like that.
Okay.
But definitely you've got enough of the Osnaburg. And what I love as well is, you know, you've got a little bit of a knitted scarf and, you know, a little bit of felt added. And you've got the embroidery thread, so you can play around with, you know, the amount of embroidery that you do on there. And I love the little teddy there.
Oh, I know. So how did you find working from the book? How was it?
Very good, very good. I mean, it's by a lady called Shelly Down, and she has a company called Gingermelon. And it's all sort of these type of whimsical characters, you know, with the embroidery, and they're just so beautiful. And, you know, when you start sort of actually embroidering and creating the features, that's when a doll comes alive, you know.
Oh, and you make it your own, don't
yes,
you?
definitely.
So can we have a look through the instructions? Because do you think somebody who is who's done a bit of sewing, who's relatively new to toy making, do you think they could pick up this book and have a go?
Definitely. You know, look at them all. They're just so gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Even added beads and things like that. I love the elephant with the embroidery. Just really, really lovely. So she'll take you through, and she's very, very, very thorough with all the written information, but also photographs as well.
Fantastic.
So she goes through everything that she would suggest that you might need. And then there's the basic doll. So there's so much, you know, so much instructions for the basic doll, the stitches used, and things like that.
So am I right that they're virtually all the same sort of body, and then it's embellishing and doing different ears?
Yes, exactly, exactly. And if anybody's ever done Tilda dolls, the technique is very similar to the Tilda dolls.
Oh, and I know how many people love doing Tilda dolls.
Because you've got very fine...
slim limbs.
Yes, very slim limbs. I like that. Slim arms, you know, slim limbs. So very, very similar in the actual technique. You know, so if you have, you know, looked at Tilda before, it is a very, very similar technique. So
now that detail on the face, is that all hand embroidered? Because you have achieved that perfectly. I was thinking, how on earth have you got that so perfect?
You know, I love embroidery. And even I was sort of thinking, oh my gosh, I hope I can make this look right. My eyesight, I need new glasses, so I need to go and have my eyes tested. So I was thinking, oh gosh, what can I do? What can I do? And I'm lucky at home, I have a magnifier, and a lamp.
Right.
So, you know, that really, really does help. I don't know if you're able to.
Oh, look how perfect that is.
So, you know, see how much you can actually get.
Oh, that's so good.
And I was actually stitching that. Gosh, it's quite scary when you see it that close up. You know, I was stitching it when the weather was dull.
Okay.
So I have a lamp on mine.
Yeah, there is a light on there.
Yeah, a light on there as well. And it's one strand of embroidery thread. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? But I'm so chuffed.
Oh, she looks gorgeous.
I'm so chuffed.
And I love the detail, the roses in her hair. It's just gorgeous.
And I did another one for Dome Purposes, and they are quite different.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the one I finished. This is the one when she's had all the stitching done, and I'll go through what the lines mean and everything.
Fantastic.
But, you know, they are quite different. You know, they've got a little bit. And then also, I love the fact, rather than stitching the lips and the cheeks, I used, it's a watercolour pencil, but you can use, you know, like a blusher, a makeup pencil. Idea. And it's just on the surface of the fabric. And that just gives a bit more depth to it. So, you know, that was really good as well. So if you have done a little bit of embroidery, that is a lot of information in there. So she'll go through, this is where we'll look in a moment, we'll actually go through the actual makeup of the head and what the lines and everything mean. And then I'm not sure if I've got a light box here.
Yeah, there's one under there. Get all of your questions in for Cara, by the way, whilst she's here and live with us. It's definitely worth getting any questions in, any toy making related questions or embroidery related questions, get them in.
So I'll go through about using a light box and everything, but you can hand draw it if you feel more confident.
Great.
Then she'll go through all of the information here about the stitching, and putting the head together, then assembling the body, and this is where this is very similar with the Tilda, with the very fine arms and the fine legs, and then turning them through. We have our lovely needle grippers. I'm hoping
absolutely.
you have as well.
I hope we do. I'm not sure whether there's any on the website. We'll try and find some.
But the needle grippers are
They're going to really help.
Yeah, really, really help. So this is the assembly of the actual body and the head and all of that. This is your basic doll pattern. So I photocopied mine. I actually then cut it out, and then I put it onto card. Oh, I know where I've put them. So I've put all the shapes and everything onto card.
That's a good idea, isn't it? Because then you can almost keep them in a little pouch and really do it again.
Yes, and then you've always got it. And I've written on there, you know, what needs to be left open, left and a right leg, all of those sort of things, even down to the head. I'm going to keep the head out because that's what I want to talk to you about. So that's your basic doll pattern. Then you come into your different characters, and Rosie Bunny is the first one. And so this will take you through the specific difference, and the specific difference between the basic doll and Rosie is the embroidery up here, and also her ears.
Right.
So it will go through all of that information. It will show you with the ears there, and then the little dress. And you know, once I'd done one, I thought, oh gosh, I want to do another one. I want to do another dress, because if you're going to give this as a present to somebody, I'm sure that they would absolutely love, you know, to have the little outfits to change. And, you know, it just gives them, and I love it when children are actually, the imagination gets carried away. They make the little characters.
I still have, me and my sister had a pencil case called Suki, and I still am adamant she was real. She was a little bear, and she was just, it was a pencil case actually, but she went everywhere with my sister, everywhere.
Yes, and I just think it's lovely because, you know, it's just nice, you know, if you can take the outfits off and everything.
Yeah.
That's really, really nice. So it goes through all that, even down to the little bolero that she has, which is
fancy,
which is lined.
Oh, of course it is. The bolero is lined. She's so fancy.
So it goes through all of that. This is your pattern then for the bunny. But then you carry on, and the only difference when you get to this stage is if you don't fancy doing the bunny, you could do a kitty. And the only difference is the ears there and the embroidery on her face there. She's got whiskers, she's got little, I think they're French knots or little beads. I wouldn't put beads on if it's for a young child. And then she's got dungarees. So what you could do is make the dungarees, but they could be used on Rosie.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can choose which outfit you want. So once you've conquered how to do the body, then the world's your oyster, really. You can do any of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I love it.
So, you know, I would get carried away, and then you've got a whimsical mouse, and she's so gorgeous. She's got ears with patterned inside. Then she's got little trousers and a little top. And again, you can mix and match. Yeah. So if you wanted to, you could make quite a few of the characters and then play around with, you know, dressing up, you know, dressing up dolls.
You can tell Shelly has a lot of love for these characters.
Definitely.
You can see how much detail has gone into each of the characters.
And then we have a dapper bear.
Oh, with his knitted scarf.
He has his knitted scarf, and he has his little shorts on and his braces.
Oh, brilliant.
You know, with tiny little buttons there. You don't have to have buttons. If it's for a young child, you can just do French knots. And then he's got a bee going over because he's a bear.
Oh, I love him.
And then, let's get to the elephant, really. He or she is lovely. Oh, we've got a dreamy owl.
Oh, they're all just adorable, aren't they?
With the wings, and then you can add sort of ribbon and net, and you know, you can add, you know, trim around the bottom of the dress. And then Darling Ellie, the elephant.
For anyone who's just buying the book today, could you use something other than Osnaburg? What else would you recommend?
Definitely.
Any
you
other
can use
fabrics?
calico.
Yeah.
You can use plain
cotton fabrics.
Yeah, cotton fabric. If you've got cotton fabric at home, you can play around with the colour. So if you wanted to do Darling Ellie as a grey elephant, you could actually change it.
Good idea.
And do, you know, the grey there. You can, if you wanted to, so it looks like they've got tights on, you can actually do maybe stripes.
Oh, good idea.
You know, for the legs. So, But I love the embroidery around there. I could get carried away.
Oh, I know. We could just sit for the whole hour looking through the book because it is a gorgeous book. It's only £12.99. All of your characters are in there. And as we said, you're definitely going to be able to, with the Osnaburg that you've got, be able to make, well, more than one if you use a bit of your scraps. I'm thinking a lot of people are going to want to do more than one. So if you do, the Osnaburg by the half metre, there you go, £2.50. Very affordable way. And you said you love working with Osnaburg, don't you?
I do. I mean, I just love Osnaburg as an embroidery fabric. You know, it's just really, really nice.
Oh, so here you've done your template and you've actually done the grid and the eyes and everything on there already.
Yeah, the only thing is, I would say, with the card, you don't get the light through. So that's the only thing. I'm just looking to see if that's the brightest level. I should have tried this beforehand. But if you've got it on the paper, I have got a paper one. I'm pretty sure that the light will shine through there. So
yeah, we'll have a go with the piece of paper so you can see, because they are great if you've...
Yes.
That's better.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops.
I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to see us clearly at home, but we can see here.
Yes.
There's the face you can see coming through.
You can just about move that over. So you can just about see that. The alternative, I mean, is to put it on a window.
Yeah.
And do it on a window. And then I didn't have a light box at home. It was dull, so I couldn't get, you know, the sunshine going through the window. So the way that I did it, and I'll just show you how easy it is to do without a light box, although a light box is really nice. Just turn that off.
The light box are brilliant. If you, it means that then you can go through books and get any sort of outlines and templates that you want. So much easier than, like you say, the amount of times I've tried to put things up to the window and do it. Trying to trace through the window is actually quite difficult, I found.
Yes.
So it's £32.99, which is the A4 size. And it's a great sort of, it's portable size, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And because this LED
really
light
nice.
doesn't get hot.
No.
It's a nice sort of neutral light.
Yes, yes. So, you know, you can either do it from the paper or you can do it from the card. And what I did was I took a piece of the fabric. I think they say 7 by 7 inches. But I will show you when I start the embroidery. If you're going to do it onto a bigger hoop, I think we've got a 5-inch hoop.
Our hoop's quite big, you know. I think
yeah,
this
the big
hoop,
one here.
Yeah.
But I
yeah, 10-inch.
Yeah, there are 5-inch hoops as well.
Brilliant.
So it depends on the size of the hoop as to the size of the fabric. Don't feel that you're going to be wasting all the fabric around the outside. So what I did was actually put this in the centre there. And then, right, there's 2 ways. One, you can go around it with a friction pen, but obviously when you iron it, that's going to disappear. So you need to sort of think, right, which bits do I need to...
Tool.
Yeah. You can use, I think there's a hemline pen. I've got the Soline one. So I went round the outside just with the Soline pen or pencil.
And how are these erasable? Are they just water erasable?
No, they just with friction, because it's like a chalk.
Okay.
It just does come off it eventually with friction, and I'm pretty sure if you were to wash it, it would come off. So I want the shape of the head there. What I don't want is the actual lines that are going across. So what I did was I just marked the lines there like that. So all the way around. So there's horizontal and vertical lines. So this is just a really, really good way to transfer the actual features if you haven't got a light box and if you can't get, you know, to a window. And then you did ask me if I wanted a ruler earlier, and I said, oh no, I don't need one, a little one. No, don't worry, don't worry. So
Paul can run out if you do need one.
No. So I marked it like that. I'm only going to sort of show you, and then I'll move over to the one that I've done. And then I joined the lines, and with a friction pen, that's going to disappear. So I joined the lines horizontally and vertically, and then I popped this above my actual piece, and then I looked at the square. I don't know if you've ever done it years and years and years ago. If you were learning to draw, you'd have like a grid,
Yeah.
and you try to do the shapes and everything in the
Yeah.
grid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I did, was actually I drew them straight on. And again, I thought, oh, I want those to be there, not disappear if I was to iron it. So I actually drew them with a different pen that wasn't going to disappear when I got the iron on it. So that's how I
Stop warning on the kit, by the way. A third is already sold. A third is already gone. You get 2 fat quarters, half a metre of your Osnaburg. You get loads of skeins, plus then you get your toy stuffing as well. So do make the most of it. It's less than £20. Oh, we love her.
So this is the one that I've done, and you know, I've got the circle there. She's got a bit of a blip there, but that's okay. I think that's where I've pulled the fabric into the hoop. So you've got your horizontal and vertical lines, then you've drawn your shape, and then that's when you do your embroidery.
Right.
So what I wanted to do was sort of show you a bit of the embroidery, because these are just gorgeous.
That is such a gorgeous technique to learn.
Yeah. So they are just so easy to do. So I wanted to show you that. The other stitches that have been used here, you've got stem stitch to outline the eyes. And again, that helps. You know, if you're actually doing embroidery, if you outline something with stem stitch, then you do your satin stitch over the top, it's much, much easier than just doing it to the line.
Right.
So I did, you know, my outline in the stem stitch, outline in the stem stitch for the nose, and then I did the satin stitch. And all of this is with a single strand. If you're not confident, don't do it on the head first of all. Do it on a scrap of fabric to one side, and just get your confidence doing it. But I went straight in for the eyes, and I thought, well, if they're not very good, I'll do them again. But you can, if you wanted to, do 2 strands of stranded cotton. But I found that the 1 strand was okay. And then we've got lazy daisy stitch there. The eyebrows are just in stem stitch. And that's it.
And they're all in the book. It does give you a bit of a breakdown of how to do all of those other stitches. But it'd be good to see how we do the roses.
Yes, I'll show you the rose.
Different. I don't think I've ever seen you do those before.
No.
But you do have your stitch guide in the book.
Yes, you've got the stitch guide in the book. You've got French knots there, and it's the woven wheel stitch. So it's this one that we're going to have a go at.
Nice.
And it's just really, really simple, really easy to do. So
half the stock of the book's gone.
Without further ado, let's and I love these hoops.
Oh, our table clamp is back in stock. We have got the smaller hoops, by the way. We have got the smaller hoops which are on the website, so have a look at the different embroidery hoops. But this one is fantastic because you can actually sort of
you can clamp it. I've just realised I've got it completely the wrong direction for the overhead camera, so I'm going to move it.
But it will spin round, won't it? Even when you've
clamped
it.
It shall be.
Our desks are quite thick, but you can actually go even thicker than this.
So I'm not sure if that's going to be okay.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
Is that all right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, if you want me to, is do the woven rose there, the actual one.
Great. Yes, please.
Yep. Okay. So stranded cotton.
That is such an effective technique to then be as a transferable sort of skill to put onto clothes.
Oh
and
my gosh, yes.
So pretty.
Yes, definitely. So stranded cotton, DMC stranded cotton, you know, I used to work with DMC, so I absolutely love the threads. It's a mercerised cotton, so it's 100% cotton. Goes through the dyeing process, it's colour fast and everything. You will have a long loose end at the bottom of the skein, so the skein where the barcode is, and you'll pull that out from the centre of the skein. And in fact, what I did was, for the woven ones, you need 4 strands of stranded cotton. So I actually did quite a long length, and let me just get my scissors. They are there somewhere. And then you take 2 strands off at a time.
Right, how do I do this without getting in a tangle?
So there's 6 strands, and you want 2. Now, a lot of people will try and take the 2 off together. Well, that doesn't work so easily. You want to hold it in one hand and take 1 strand of the stranded cotton and pull that through. And can you see there that it actually just comes out really, really easily?
And that's not all going to get all knotted behind. Oh, gosh, that's ever so good.
So I've got 1, and then I go and do the other one. If I tried to do it like that, that's when it all puckers up
Yeah.
and gets knotted. So if you just hold it loosely and just pull one strand at a time, it's called stripping the thread. Because the thread's twisted, you want these actual strands to lie parallel, so to lie together. So we've now got 2 strands there. And I'm going to double up, because I want 4 strands, I'm going to double up. And what you'll do is you'll thread that through the eye of the needle.
Right.
For this particular stitch, you can get away with a tapestry needle. So you've got a very, very large eye, which makes it much, much easier to thread.
Right.
And it's got a blunt-ish end, which is good. So I'm just going to start, and you want to start with the spokes. So I'm going to start from one side. And because I've got a loop at the other end of the stitch, you won't see this, but I'll turn it over. But you might do.
This is what's great, isn't it, about these table clamps, is that you can completely sort of turn it all round and start and stop.
Because I've got a loop there, should I just about see that. And then I'll pop my needle through the loop like that. And it means, gosh, that's a lovely shot. It means that I haven't got a knot on the back, and that's secured my thread.
Brilliant.
Okay. So you do...
I think that's how a lot of people start their cross stitch as well, isn't it?
Yes, yes. You do your spokes of the actual flower. They want to be roughly the same length. You want 5. You want an odd number of the
It's really good that you can use both hands. So you're using the one hand to pull through, and that's the great thing about using the table clamps.
I love the table clamp, because when you're doing embroidery, it really does help if you've got it in your hand and you're actually trying to stitch in your hand, you can't keep the stitches so flat. It really does help, and especially with this particular stitch. So I've gone round and I've got my 5 spokes of that one.
I think we've got the one as well. Have you seen it? I haven't seen it, Cara, where you can put it under your legs.
Yes.
So you can sit down and put like the stand under your legs, and then be sewn on the sofa. So that's good.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to weave the needle under and over. So I've gone under the stitch there. Okay.
Yeah, we can
I'm going to go over the next stitch and under the next one. Then over and under. Because you've got an uneven number of spokes, it means that as you're going round, you are actually weaving.
Ah.
And that's why.
So clever.
That's why this particular needle is good, because it's not sharp. So
how tight are you pulling on
I'm
these?
pulling it quite tight, and then what you can do, you'll see here, it starts to bobble up.
Oh,
so you start to get the 3-dimensional, and I've got the dark pink in the centre there, and then I've finished with the dark pink and I've started with the light pink. So that's how you get that particular effect there. It gives it such lovely
texture, doesn't it?
And then just finish it off with a French knot in the centre. So, as I say, this is just such a lovely way. And she uses this particular stitch on a lot of the characters.
See, that would be so lovely, even just to know how to do for little hair clips and, like you're saying, collars and on bags.
Oh my gosh, definitely, definitely. If you're making anything, I love embellishing anything that I've made. I love adding a bit of stitching. Because once you've learned how to stitch, it isn't difficult. It really isn't difficult.
So, if I haven't got enough thread, to complete the whole of the rows, can I tie in and
what you'll do is say, for example, right, I'm happy with that. That's fine for the centre. I'll actually pass my needle where I've come under a stitch. I'll pass it through to the back, and again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick this up. And then just pass my needle.
We're just losing it from the top.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Let's see.
Sorry, lots of camera work today.
Ooh.
Ooh.
No.
No, sorry. Okay, I thread my needle through the stitches at the back and then snip off to secure. Right, so then I want to, so if I've run out of thread and I want to start with a new thread, you'll start in exactly the same way with your 4 strands.
So you're going for a darker colour now, because you get lots in you, even in your kit, you're getting all these different shades of pink.
Yes. So just move that. So I've still got a loop there. So I can add. So where I finished was just under that stitch.
Right.
I'm going to start in that section. And I'm actually going to do a little stitch backwards just to secure the end. I know you can't pick this up, so I'll do it very quickly.
Oh, no, hang on, we will. If you just bear with us 1 second. Would you be able to just move that fabric again out the way at the top?
Here?
Yeah, thank you.
Ah, okay.
We'll see if it's... Is that right, Paul? Yeah, perfect, he's saying. There we go, got it.
Excellent. So I've done a little stitch and I've got the loop there, and I'm just going to pass my needle through the loop. And again, that starts the end of the thread without a knot. I'm going to come back to the front. And remember, we finished there. And that was an under spoke. So I'm now just going to go around and do over the next spoke, under the next one, over the next one, under the next one, and over and under. So if I'd run out of the same colour thread, my needle would be threaded with exactly the same colour, and you wouldn't notice that you'd stopped and finished. So, okay.
Oh, I love it. That is such a beautiful technique. And again, you could put beads in the centre, couldn't you? Or like you say, a French knot.
Yes, yeah. So you can get carried away. Was there any more of the embroidery that you wanted me to show?
If you do want, if there's any ones that you want Cara to show, will you message in and let us know if there's anything? Because it's all in the book, isn't it? I think it'd be good to see some of the doll as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Are we all right for time, Paul? Yeah.
I'll just move this to one side. I can always move it back. So
thank you.
Okay. So you sat there. You've really enjoyed your stitching. You've thought, right, okay. So I've finished that. So you can see here, these are the roses. We've got little single lazy daisy stitches, and then you've got the stem stitch there, the satin stitch. Little highlights. You've got the thread in there to add the highlights on the eyes, on the lips, or the nose there, sorry, on the nose. And then you've got the lips with the pencil. So that's all stitched. So what you'll do then is...
So that's the first thing that you do, is do all of the embroidery on the face?
I think you can either do that, depending on the time of day, and, you know, if you're comfortable and happy with stitching maybe in the dark. Is this an iron one I can do? Oh, thank you.
A little pressing board.
Yeah.
We've got about 15 minutes with you, that's okay.
Yeah, no,
sorry,
that's
time is absolutely flying. Have I plugged you in as well? Is your iron in?
I plugged in.
Brilliant.
So I think I'm okay.
Hang on, right. Are you going to use those hemostats in a bit? Are we going to get to that point?
Yes.
Okay, I won't say anything then.
Okay. So I've done all of my stitching. What you don't want to do is iron onto that raised bit.
Oh, because you'll lose that lovely texture, won't you?
So what you'll do is you'll pop that over. If you feel it's better, you can put a towel on your ironing board or your ironing surface, and that's, you know, that's perfectly good. And then I'll just go over just to press that. Not spend too long where the roses are. And I'm hoping, as if by magic...
Ah, your friction pen marks have disappeared.
Your friction pen marks have disappeared. I'm going to turn it the right way around.
But you can still see your circle slightly.
You can still see your circle. I think that was the important thing, was to realise that you could still see your circle. What you will do then is you'll match another piece. So you've got 2 pieces of the Osnaburg, and you'll have a circle drawn on the other one without the stitching and everything. Yeah. And you'll match those 2 as best as possible. Don't worry if you don't do it exactly, but you want right sides together.
Graphics alive for the mini iron, by the way. I know that you particularly asked for the smaller iron for this project. I think it is handy when you're working on small, especially this one. It's got the smaller limbs and the smaller pieces.
Yes, yeah. And it's unusual. I was thinking, really? And what you'll do, your opening for turning the head is actually going to be at the top of the head.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is it normally where the neck is?
Yes. So anyway, I did it the way the instructions are. So you'll mark, now you've finished your ironing, you can mark on the top there, and you'll machine all the way around, and then cut with pinking shears, but leave an extra bit at the top there. Okay, so that's what you'll do for the head. You'll turn it all the way through.
Are all your seam allowances included on the...
No, now this is the same as the tilde, where this is your stitch line and your pinking shear to the edge.
Okay.
So it's about 1/4 of an inch approximately, and on the majority of pieces that's exactly the same. And then you'll do a ladder stitch on the top of the head there.
Oh, that looks nice and neat anyway.
I love ladder stitch, really do. So that will be your head all finished. Then you want to sort of think about the arms and the legs and the body and the ears. So let me just take a few bits and pieces here. I've got so many bits. So we'll pop that to one side. So this is my arms and legs already drawn around. I've done it with a friction pen again.
Okay.
And you'll mark this off from your pieces.
There's your black friction pen. It's $3.99 and it's so useful, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I did without it before. So you'll mark on the fabric, you'll draw around your pieces. I've got my pieces here.
I love something that it wasn't actually supposed to be made for sewers, was it? It was supposed to be made of paper. So I love the fact that we've made great use of it as crafters.
So you'll draw around that. Now please bear in mind you've got a left and a right. So you'll flip that and you'll do another one like that.
Okay.
And you've got the opening on either side. Same with the arm. Here we go. And the arm is slightly shaped. So it's slightly shaped.
Ah, left and right again.
Yeah, left and right. And if you bear in mind then that your opening is at the back of the arm. So you'll do one like that and flip it and do the other one like that and mark. Okay. And then on the sewing machine, I actually, with the Osnaburg, I dropped the stitch length down.
Okay.
So it was very, very fine stitches because I just felt, because these are quite fine, you know, seams and everything, you didn't want the stitches to show.
Yeah.
So I did drop mine at home.
It's at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's it.
So on this one, it's 2.4. Mine, it was 2.2 at home. I actually went down to 1.8.
Right, okay.
So, you know, whatever you feel comfortable and happy with. Also, make sure you've got a nice sharp needle. You want the actual seam to be, you know, sort of invisible. If you've got a big needle, then, you know, that will make bigger holes and everything.
I was going to ask as well, just sorry about the
the
limbs and the templates. Are they full-size templates in the book, or do we need to
full
upscale?
size?
Oh, brilliant.
Full size.
No faffing around with trying to upscale them.
No, definitely no faffing around. So then you'll machine all the way round, and then you'll turn. I've got one that I can turn with the needle grippers. You'll turn it all the way round.
We are so excited about these. I'm not sure whether it was you that introduced me to them.
No, it was
Louise.
Louise Kelly.
She loved them as well.
Oh my gosh.
They are amazing. They are called needle grippers. Sometimes you might see them as like overlocker, tweezers, or you see them as loads of different names. But the great thing about it, I said we didn't have them today, and this is the reason why. Now, you're benefiting from the fact that Hayley's upstairs today, and she said, you know what, you can still have it. It's still at an early bird price. They're $6.99, and they are so useful. Everything's manual at the moment, so this price point was supposed to be, well, put back up to $8.99. So definitely make the most of those, because these are fantastic, aren't they?
They are.
So they look like scissors. They're not.
Yeah, they look like scissors, and you've got a serrated edge here.
That's not going to damage your fabric, though, is it?
No. The only thing that I would say is be very, very careful if you're doing it with felt, and if the felt's not good quality. But usually with woven fabric, they're perfectly all right. And then they've got these ridges here. So if I show you, so this is one of the arms that I've already stitched. Used my pinking shears.
Could you just come to the left a bit, please, Cara?
Used my pinking shears to snip all the way round, like that. And then I've actually just increased the amount of fabric where the turning is. And the reason for that is that no matter how careful you are, your fabric will start to fray a little bit. So you want extra fabric there. And then what you'll do is you'll turn that through, and through the opening, you'll pass the needle gripper through to the fabric. And just with your finger, you can just pinch that. And then I've closed the needle gripper there. And can you see there where I've actually caught the fabric? Then close them completely where it's locked. So that's all locked now.
So good.
So I can move that around.
Turning through small loops, this is going to be great for that, isn't it?
So then very carefully, you don't want to be too brutal with it. You'll start to pull the fabric through, and it will start to go through. I've started with the actual arm, which
is probably
is,
the hardest one to do.
I should have done it with one of the legs.
Oh,
So
honestly, they're great not only for this turning through, but also for when you're stuffing as
yes,
well, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm going to show you. So you'll pull that through. Oh, it's coming now. Just ease it gradually until you start to feel that that's coming through. Can you see the fabric's now disappearing? And you're going to come through the opening of the arm. When you get to that stage, you can actually release the gripper and then start to pull the whole thing through.
So you're trying to do that without a needle gripper.
Yes.
I think you've realised how much time that has saved you.
Yes. So
especially with these really long slim limbs.
Yeah, slim limbs. So again, just to get the other part of the arm, you grip that and then pull that through again. And then when it's come through, you use your needle gripper, close it, and it's got this lovely blunt end, and you'll actually use the needle gripper to push.
Because it hasn't got that sharp point on the end, you're right to really push
and
out.
It's quite long, so, you know, it will fit into these slim limbs.
We've got about 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, like that.
Well, Hayley, this is another one like the friction pen. Don't think this was invented for this, was it?
No.
This is a medical tool. This is for cramping veins.
Yes. Too much information there.
Sorry. I love it. No, this was a medical tool.
They're called hemostats.
Hemostats.
And if you search for them at hemostats, you get lots and lots and lots of different sizes.
Right.
But now they've been turned into something that's ideal for quilters, for toy makers.
That's it.
It's really, really good. I don't know what I'd do without mine, definitely.
Yeah.
I know we're not assembling sort of the doll as such, but I wanted to go through all the different elements because I felt that that was important to try and explain them all to you. So, you know, at the end, we won't actually have another finished doll, but I wanted to show you.
It's good to show these little techniques.
So then with a bit of stuffing, and you've got the stuffing in the kits, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you'll just pull some of the stuffing apart.
You probably need more than you actually think, don't you?
Definitely. And I do tend to overstuff the limbs. Which is not necessarily for a big toy. It's good because you want quite a firm finish, but with these little ones you don't want it so firm. So you take a little bit of the stuffing, just wrap it round the blades, and then that enables you to actually pop that down there, then release the blade, and the stuffing's left within the arm or leg. And you just pop that down there to take another little bit. And you'll do this with all of the pieces. So you'll actually do it with the arms, the legs, and everything like that. So carry on like that until you feel that you've got everything stuffed nicely. And then you'll do the same at the top of the leg. With the doll, I would suggest actually don't have her, sorry. We can make little panties for her, you can. But I wanted to show you here, I wouldn't, mine have been quite firmly stuffed right at the top of the legs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stuff them so firmly at the top of the legs. I'd have those quite flat.
Okay.
Because they're attached after you finish the body. They're not actually inserted into the body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually attached afterwards. So I wish I hadn't sort of stuffed them so much at the top there.
Anila said, thank you very much. You have explained everything really, really thoroughly.
Oh, that's okay. I hope so. So you'll do the top as well. And what again with the hemostats, what's lovely is you can actually get into the corners. So if you have any sort of awkward corners or awkward areas, then it's really good with these. So you'll carry on stuffing all your limbs and everything. For the ear, just want to show you, the ear is made in exactly the same way, but you have the Osnaburg and then the plain pink fabric on the back. And again, with your friction pen, and then you'll stitch all the way around there, leaving a gap to turn. Then with pinking shears again, go round the edge, and you can turn your ear the right way round, and then just a ladder stitch. I don't know if you want me to show what a ladder stitch.
I'm not sure we're going to have time.
Oh, bless you. All instructions are included in the book.
Yeah.
You'll do a ladder stitch there. Then all the other elements, this is the body. I did have a body somewhere, it's gone. Okay, there's the body pieces there. You've got the little bolero, so you've got right sides together there. The little bodice of the dress, and then the skirt of the dress. I put orange stitching because I wanted to be able to see it, to take the stitching out, because when you finished your actual dress, you will take the gathering stitches out. So that's why I've stitched with the orange there.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
It's so beautiful. And you've put decorative stitches at the bottom,
I
haven't you?
Rather than adding ribbon or anything like that, I've just picked a stitch on my machine and just did it in a toning thread and just turned that over to finish the hem. These ones, they don't have the seam at the back sewn up, but if it was me, I would actually stitch some of that up. I think it's for putting it on and putting it off. Also, I've got a little button at the top of the, I can't take a, but there's a little button and just a loop, or you could use a popper, a bead, you know, anything like that. But she's just gorgeous.
Oh, we love her.
really.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, that's okay. I hope that's helped.
Oh, absolutely. It's great to be able to have all of those elements just broken down. The bag's coming up at 10 o'clock, isn't it, as well? And that's gorgeous. I know how much you've enjoyed working with the Bosel
really,
as well.
really, yeah. I'd never worked with Bosel before, and it's really nice to work with.
Brilliant. Thank you ever so much, Cara.
That's okay.
Should we have another little look at how gorgeous this bunny is? Those of you that haven't yet had chance to see the bunny, it is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful detail, and especially to be able to see how all of this embroidery has come together. So, the kits, by the way, have been very, 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 very popular indeed. We are extremely limited now on the book. Way over half the stock has gone, and the kit as well. We've only got one kit, but you can make whichever of the animals from the book you want. So the book itself was brand new today. It was only £12.99. You can make the bear, the bunny, you can make the fox, you can make the lamb, the unicorn. This is your Gingermelon's embroidered animals. We'll have a look at how many of these are remaining, but it's been extremely popular. And there's our gorgeous Rosie. We've called her Rosie, by the way. You can call her whatever you want. All of your instructions, all of your templates are in there, full size as well. 70% of the stock has now gone. Just £12.99. Absolutely make the most of this whilst you can. Just £12.99 for the book. And then the kit, as I say, comes with half a metre of your Osnaburg, your 2 fat quarters, there's your Osnaburg, your 2 fat quarters, and you get a whole selection of DMC skeins, 7 DMC skeins plus your toy stuffing for £19.99, and that's to make lovely Rosie. If you do want to make more of the animals from the book, if you've just got the book on its own and you're thinking, right, I've got plenty of fabric in my stash, but you do want to stock up on your Osnaburg, it's £2.50 a half metre. Absolutely stock up whilst you can because it's adorable. All of them are adorable in Osnaburg, so definitely make the most of that. It's going to be sold by the half metre, cut off the bolt for you. Even if you get half a metre, you're going to be able to make a couple more. Over half the stock of the kits have gone. We did have lots and lots and lots of those. Super, super busy this morning, so thank you very much to Cara for that brilliant demo. We're going to be back with her in an hour. This next hour, coming back with some beautiful, beautiful fabrics, some of our favourites from Liberty, some ridiculous prices on Lewis and Irene as well, so don't go anywhere. We're back right after this.
Hi, I'm Wendy Orlando and I'm a craft blogger. You can find me over at thecraftyco.com, and if you do head on over and have a peep, you will see that I'm a tutorial blogger. I do all kinds of crafts, but my passions are crochet, knitting and sewing, which I've done for over 45 years. In that time, I've made lots of mistakes, but I have learnt lots of tricks and top tips that I can't wait to share. What I'd like to bring to the Sewing Street table is to show that you don't need to have gone to university or have a degree in design to be able to sew. You just need passion, a bit of courage to take the first steps, and a whole lot of patience. Oh, and an unpicker. You will need an unpicker. I do hope that you will follow me as I take my Sewing Street journey, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Hello and welcome. We love hearing from you, and we really hope that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, which is @Sewing Street. We have Facebook. We've got 2 Facebook pages. One is the Sewing Street TV page, and the other one is Sewing Street Fans. All 3 of these are monitored all the time by our wonderful team, and if you want to message us on air, drop us a line on either of those 3 and we'll definitely be able to answer your questions that you may have. If you post on the actual wall, we can perhaps answer there. Otherwise, message us as well. That works really, really well. Thank you so much for being involved, and it's only because of this community that we're able to bring you all these different diverse products and to be able to answer your questions that you may have. Another way you can stay in touch with us is by signing up to our newsletter. These newsletters are sent out to you very regularly, and they include not only our guest profiles of upcoming guests, but also amazing shows that we've got coming up for you. And if you want to look at the amazing products before everybody else, that's the best way to do it. If you'd like to sign up and you haven't already, the link to follow is www.sewingstreet.com/sign up. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck. If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
If you love sewing, then you need the UK's favourite sewing magazine. Every month, you'll receive exclusive patterns. Follow simple step-by-step guides suitable for all skill levels to make your own stunning clothes, accessories and more, together with inspiring tips and tricks from industry experts. Join in and discover your love for sewing. Try Love Sewing today and get your first 3 issues for just £6.
Hello everyone, I'm Darphine Brooks. It's so great to be here and part of the Sewing Street family. I'm local, I'm only down the road in Warwickshire. I started sewing many years ago when I was very young, doing lots of art and painting, and eventually I went into textiles and I really enjoyed doing the 2 together. I then had a bit of a break. Something you don't know about me maybe is that I spent many years in the Royal Air Force and eventually in the police as well. And then I went full circle and I've come back to my happy place of sewing, and which I really enjoy. My best sewing tip is measure twice and cut once. I have chipped up a couple of times by not measuring properly, and I do always regret it. So now I always measure twice, cut once. Anyway, I really hope to be with you again soon, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
There are two ways to shop with us, either via our website, which is www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down past the live programme and either click on the Shop Our Catalogue banner to shop via category, or shop today's products by scrolling through the list under the email newsletter sign-up form. The other way to shop is via our UK call centre, which is 0800 001 4433.
Welcome back, welcome back. We've got so much going on today. Well done everybody who managed to get the early bird today, because it's completely sold out. If you got it, well done. This always happens, doesn't it? I know that we had loads of stock, but I think it was because it was the first time we had the dressmaking fabric. So don't forget, set your alarm every morning, 8 o'clock, to see the early bird special, because that's brilliant today. Coming up in an hour, I know that we briefly just mentioned, but the bag that Cara is making in the next hour is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's one of Debbie Shaw's patterns, and it comes with everything that you need to make this beautiful bag. Liberty, Liberty. In fact, we've got some Liberty fabrics this hour as well. I must say, I just love Liberty fabrics, love them. Anybody who does love embroidery and hand stitching, can I just show you this? Because I didn't get a chance to do this earlier. And this is brilliant value for money, because I know how many people probably have their skeins, get in a bit of a mess with them, have them in a drawer or have them in a box, and they all get tangled and you're not quite sure what colours you've got. So with this bundle, it's brilliant. Not only do you get your embroidery thread organiser, it comes with, I'm not sure whether there's one that's open just behind you, Paul, but I don't think there is. Can you see one of these literally here? Yes. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Just because I wanted to show you, you get loads of these little bobbin things. So you get 100 of these little cards where you can wind your skeins onto them and keep them all nice and organised. And then you'll get 10 randomly selected DMC skeins as well, just as a bonus. So all different colours, all for £10. Less than £10, £9.99. It's fantastic value for money. It's brilliant to be able to say that you're getting all of, you know, all of the skeins as well, and they're gorgeous quality. We can't replace this price. Once they are all gone, they are gone. So I just thought I'd mention, as we were talking about embroidery in the last hour, for anybody who does love doing embroidery and works with DMC skeins as well. I'm sure, how much are these individually? I mean, look at that one. That's a metallic one you might get. We should have asked Cara, because she's from DMC. Are they normally, Hayley's saying they're normally around £1.50 to £2 each, depending on, you know, which ones they are. Like that one's a metallic one. So, I mean, if you think about that alone, you've got 10 skeins there and your storage tub. Just make the most of that whilst you can. It's only whilst stocks last. It also has a larger compartment here that you can keep your little scissors in, a tape measure, any other bits and bobs. But you could get all nice and organised with your threads. How many people over the last few months have been organising their craft room or organising all their cupboards and drawers? And it's now got to that point again that it all needs organising again. So absolutely make the most of those whilst you can. Right, now, shall we look at some Liberty to start with? Because I know how much we all love this. Now, this range is virtually finito. This is all nearly gone. Now, I'll give you the code, Paul, if that helps, or Hayley. It's PXYV72. This one's called Yorkshire Meadow. It's absolutely iconic, and the colours are stunning. Those of you that know Liberty, well, you don't need to be a quilting fabric expert to know Liberty. We've got less than 10 metres of this specific print. Now, the three that we've got are all three that we have from this collection left. That is it. It's 100% cotton, and this is a quilting weight. So it is a slightly heavier weight than the lawn Liberty that you may have seen before. It's a quilting weight fabric, which it's beautiful for quilting, yes, and soft furnishing, but also this would be really gorgeous for dressmaking as well. Our Kerry, I can imagine her in this dress. She had a Riley Blake one on yesterday, didn't she? Or did she have a Liberty? What was she wearing yesterday? She always has such gorgeous floral dresses. But in Liberty, could you imagine how much it would cost you? Even if you're making small projects. So if you just get half a metre of this, remember half a metre is 2 fat quarters. Look, I mean, you're getting a lot of fabric there. So if you're doing little projects like nice little pin cushions or scissor keepers, if you're doing little purses, you could do like toiletry bags, getting gifts ready for Christmas. Everybody knows Liberty. If you go to any beautiful department stores, or where was I? I went to the Cotswolds, and in one of those sort of very I'm sure it was like the shop of a national trust or something like that. It was like quite, and they had a whole section of Liberty and a section of William Morris. It's just so iconic, especially this print. Now it's almost been reinvented for the flower show, the summer flower show range. They've taken the prints from the archives and given it beautiful new lease of life with these gorgeous bright bold colours for the summer. So I love that. And I don't know, don't quote me on this, but if you go to Liberty, to the actual shop, to buy fabric from there, I don't think you can buy half a metre. I think the minimum that you can buy there, it might even be more than a metre, you know. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if they've changed it recently. But, yeah, I don't think if you go into the shop and they cut it off the bulk for you, I don't think you can actually get half a metre. So it's brilliant if you do just want to make smaller projects. Because let's face it, how much do you pay for a Liberty cushion? They are a lot of money. I remember I was talking to Kat about it, and she says, what, 40, 50 pounds? I was like, and the rest? She Googled it straight away, and I think the lowest price she found was 80 pounds. They're so expensive. It's beautiful. What about little tote bags? Again, similar prices you can pay. It's just £7.49. There you go, £110 on the Liberty website. Oh gosh, they're gorgeous. So we've only got 3 prints, as I say, remaining. This one, I love this ditzy print. This is so pretty. This would make the most gorgeous, gorgeous. This is Suffolk Fields, one of the most iconic. Look at that. So, what I love about iconic Liberty prints is that you recognise them. It's the ditzy prints. It's the little black outline and those lovely, again, bold colours from the Flower Show range for just £7.49. You cannot go wrong. If you are thinking of the bag that you can see to the side of me, we have got some options with Liberty fabric. We've got different bundles that we put together, but we will also be offering the pattern and the bozal on its own. So if you do want to make your own Liberty bag, or if you're thinking of making, what about a Liberty doll? Oh, that would be a beautiful little embroidered dress. Look gorgeous in this. And especially because you are looking at a ditzy print, you're not going to lose any of those patterns if you are doing smaller little dressmaking. She could have a little Liberty bolero. Just £7.49. So for the bag, you need half a metre for contrasting. So you need half a metre for the lining, and then 2 of your half a metres for one of them for the strap, the flap and the base, and then another one for the outer. You'd have some left over. But yeah, you'll need 2 different of your main print, and then you'll want half a metre for your lining. Right, the last Liberty one that we have is this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. That gorgeous tealy bluey green is stunning. No, I think the first one was called Yorkshire Meadow. This is KQYV. Yeah, there we go, Abbeywood. £7.49 a half metre. These are all extremely limited, by the way. Virtually everything from the Flower Show range is now completely sold out. This one is the most limited, less than 5 metres. It could all go to one person if you want to make, you know, larger project. If you want to do a beautiful dress, how striking would that look in a dress? £7.49. We won't spend too long on this. We've got loads and loads to do, and it's very limited. Let's stick with Liberty. We've got teal fat quarters from the Winterbourne House range. We've got 3 different colours. We've got the grey, the pinks and the teals. The Winterbourne House, I want to know whether Winterbourne House is open now. So Winterbourne House is a house in Birmingham, actually. It's just outside of Birmingham in Edgbaston, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So it is a place that you can go and visit. They do weddings there. It's incredible. But it's all based around the sort of arts and crafts movement. So those of you that love William Morris, you will love the Winterbourne House range. Now you get all of these fat quarters. What a great way of really experiencing the whole collection. You're obviously seeing the teal colours from this collection, but you're getting all of these different prints. So you're getting the poppies, which has been really popular in both scales. So the larger scale and the smaller one. All of these, all 11 fat quarters for $42.99. If everybody checks out of the basket, there's going to be people missing out. So just be aware, there's too many of you that have now got this in your basket. It will completely sell out today. The grey, I don't know whether they're exactly the same prints. I think they might be, you know, the same prints this time in grey. I'll just pop these here and I'll put them back in a bit. I'm not sure whether they come in the box or not. Hayley's not quite sure whether they come in the box, but look at how pretty these are. Oh, the greys. Look with the gorgeous subtle pinks as well. I'm hoping we've got slightly more of these because that last one was really quick. If you've got it in your basket, in fact, we're really, really limited on all 3 of your Liberty fat quarters. Just £42.99 for 11 beautiful fat quarters. About to sell out again. Another one about to sell out. We've only got one other. Oh, yes, we've got more of these. I say that, not going to be enough to go around. When we launched these, they've been so popular. You could make a whole quilt with these, couldn't you? Add in a couple of your half meters as well if you want to make it go a bit further. If you go onto the web shop and just type in 100% cotton, there's loads that you're going to be able to mix in. Right, now I know that they're folded like fat eighths, but they are fat quarters. I'm just going to keep them as they are as it's easier to show you. Look at these. Navy blues, raspberry pinks, lovely creams. So even if you're getting, say, a metre or so of any of your solids, whether it be your raspberries or your navy blues, or if you're getting any of your creams as well. £42.99. It's great value for money, isn't it? Really fantastic value for money to be able to get all of these gorgeous Liberty prints. Inspired by an exquisite arts and crafts period house in Birmingham, the collection draws upon the interior of the family who once lived there, traditionally screen printed onto, I wonder what, Lansonby cotton? The Winterbourne House collection is available in 3 complementary colours, which you're seeing, the pinks, the neutrals, the berries, the navies, which are beautiful. These are your berries and your neutrals and navies. You're getting 2.75 metres in total, over 11 fat quarters. So let me just show you what a fat quarter looks like for anybody who is not quite sure how much fabric you're getting. It makes it less than £4 a fat quarter, which when you're looking at Liberty, that's what a fat quarter looks like. So it's loads of fabric. It's £7.81 a metre, a half metre, sorry, which is fantastic value, isn't it? Normally you pay more for pre-cuts. It's a great way of experiencing all of the range and all the different prints together. And they've thought about it already. So if you are using it for patchwork and quilting, obviously depending on what part of your journey you're on, but we always start to think about different textures, being different scales of print. And this is done for you. You don't need to worry about, right, what colours are going to work together, what scales of print do I need? It's all there for you. I'd definitely add in maybe like a grey or maybe a navy blue or a cream, just to break it up, and it will mean that it goes even further. 11 fat quarters is going to go a long way though, isn't it? Oh, I do love Liberty. I must say, I do love Liberty. £42.99. All 3 of the fat quarter packs are extremely limited, so please do check out if you've got any of them in your basket. If you just were waiting to see all 3 colourways, do check out. I always struggle to get things back into packaging. Do you? Just struggle in life, yeah. I know what you mean, Paul. Okay. They're all of the Liberties that we've had today. They're all the Liberties that we've got for you today. We've also got the most incredible prices on Lewis and Irene. Now, what happened here, Hayley? Because when we first launched it, we were saying, this has got to be wrong. It's some sort of clearance price. It's brilliant. So I'm hoping that you've got some explanation for it, Hales. So it's quite simple, actually. Right, so these aren't the latest collections from Lewis and Irene, so we got a brilliant deal. But let's face it, in the fabric world, fabric doesn't go out of date like the biscuits in the vending machine that Hayley's had this morning, or it doesn't necessarily go out of fashion like, you know, clothes that go in and out of fashion. So let's start with the Tulip Fields. So these two different colourways, same print, but two different colourways. So we've got it with the cream background and we've also got it with the pink background. The cream, oh no, hang on, no, I'm on the wrong one. These are the Hummingbird range, aren't they? Where are your tulips? Oh, tulips are the little ones with the mice, aren't they? Sorry. So the one with the cream is FEUL 59. Sorry, that was my fault. £6.99 half metre. Lewis and Irene, this is designer fabric for £6.99. I mean, how great is that? Normally when we're looking at Lewis and Irene fabric, we're normally looking surely at £7.99 at least, a half metre. They're UK based. They always do the most beautiful, whimsical collections. It's a family run company and I must say they are fantastic what they do. They're always gorgeous quality cottons. £6.99 a half metre. And look at the detail. You can really see beautiful detail. Only £6.99 a half metre I think is phenomenal. It's almost got a bit of a coral pink to it, hasn't it? So I'm thinking bag making, dressmaking, toy making, soft furnishing. There's so much that you're going to be able to do with it. Remember when I'm saying quilting weight, it doesn't necessarily mean you're just going to be able to quilt with it. If you are dressmaking with it, it's beautifully soft. It really is a lovely quality cotton. It will obviously be a bit more structured than lots of fabrics as it is a quilting weight, but it's still going to look amazing as a really lovely maybe blouse or dress. Lovely. I think we haven't even seen a project with this fabric. I think the stock has been so low that we haven't even been able to do a project with it. We've got the darker pink with the pink background. They're so pretty, aren't they? Especially for this time of year. They'd be so lovely for, I mean, even if you were to use these at these sort of prices, I'm even going to put it out there and say linings. How beautiful would that be as a lining on a purse or a bag? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's extravagant, but I love seeing that when you see it's always attention to detail when you see the inside of a pocket or, you know, inside a bag and it's a really beautiful lining. £6.99 a half metre, that's your blossoms on pink. 100% cotton, 112 wide. Again, lovely detail. If you're doing smaller projects as well, you've got quite a small scale print, so you're not going to lose any of the flowers. Be nice for the Embroidered Animals book. Right, so I have got my my Lewis and Irene tulip range. Sorry, didn't see it over here. We've got the windmills and we've got the mouse and tulip. Let's do the mouse and tulip then first. This is so cute. Wait until you get this home and see it for yourself. It's got a beautiful spot in the background as well. It's not solid blue. You can just see there that you've got that spot in the background. You've got the most adorable little mice that are sleeping in the tulips. £6.99 a half metre. I think these would be so good if you fussy cut them as well. You could just have them on little white t-shirts and just fussy cut them. Look, he's like sleeping in there. Got the one that's like poking out, like, look at this. I love them. They're so cute. Less than 5 metres left of this one. Less than 5 metres. It's another one that's been really popular. What about for little seat pads for a conservatory or gardening bits and bobs? You could do like a kneeling stool or a gardening apron, one that you can keep all of your, what are they called, trowels? I'm so bad at gardening. I'm learning from our Hannah though, I'm learning. Is it called a trowel? I was thinking, oh no, I'm going to say, you know I struggle with my sayings and words, Hayley. And forks, yeah. Are you good at gardening? Have you got a garden in your new house, Hayley? Is it? It's a pile of mud where she's moving in. So are you going to have to get your trowel and your fork out? You're going to have to get some lawn first. What I love about this is perfect opportunities to fussy cut. Look, it's like a little heart there. Can you see what I mean? You could cut that out like a heart. You've got these beautiful windmills. If you're doing projects where you're fussy cutting, you've got so many opportunities. And I love how that almost gives you the shape of the tulips. So you've got all of the lovely little detail with the mice. You've got your windmills. See what I mean about how whimsical Lewis and Irene fabrics are? They're so beautiful. 1/2 metre, I haven't shown you. Let me open this one out. It's 112 wide. So you've got so many of these windmills and different elements. There's 2 different windmills actually, isn't there? There's one that's a bit like a lighthouse. So pretty. Oh, really? I didn't know that. So Hayley's just having a bit more of a read into Lewis and Irene on their website, and she's saying Lewis and Irene were actually the grandparents. It's like a 3-generation company. So the grandparents of the people who actually sort of created Lewis and Irene, they named it after the grandparents. That's lovely, isn't it? I can see that, you know, in the fabric, there's so much love that's gone into it, and you can almost feel that it is family-run business. It's got such beautiful, whimsical, lovely prints. I don't know where this hour is going. Right, let's go for clocks. This is the first time I've seen these. This is where it gets a bit bonkers. This is where I said to Hayley, how on earth are we doing these prices? Should we do the gold first? We've got gold, blue and grey. Oh my word. Right. Sorry. This, wait until you see the price, is wrong. It's like a sale on designer fabric right now. Are you kidding? We should have clearance tag somewhere. It's $5.99 1/2 metre. And I don't really know why. Anyway, these are absolutely beautiful. Do you know what I'm imagining, actually? If you embroider over the top of them, you could really add such beautiful texture if you're doing smaller projects and you're just wanting to embroider over them. Or, there's loads you can do. A dress. Something maybe a bit more masculine as well. What about wash bags or travel bags or like a tie? Yeah, that'd be cool. A shirt. Maybe somebody who, you know, loves their watches or who needs to always be somewhere on time, needs a bit of help with timekeeping. This would be brilliant. You could make like a laptop bag or glasses cases. And I love this little mandala sort of style as well. It's really lovely, isn't it? $5.99. It's all about the price. Even if you're cutting it up and quilting it, it's still going to get those elements and it's going to look completely different, isn't it? You've got those great sort of geometric patterns and feels to it. Just £5.99. 3 different colourways. I'll go on to the blue. Loads of you checking out on this one. Less than 15 metres of gold. The blue. What about storage tubs? Less than 5 metres. The blue's been... Oh, the blue is nice. What a lovely blue. Would you call that cobalt blue? That's really nice, isn't it? Gosh, that is so nice. Speaking of time, how much time we got? Where is the time gone this hour? That is so lovely. And I must say again, it is ridiculous in terms of price. It's only $5.99. You still got time to get it. You know John does the stack and whack. This would be good for stack and whack, wouldn't it? All the different shapes and sizes. You basically stack it and you whack it. What's that? What does that remind me of? I don't know what it reminds me of. It reminds me of something. Just $5.99. Oh, I think it's, so you buy one, you get one free. That's it, isn't it? You don't get one free, I'm afraid, but you basically feel like you do, don't you, when you're paying $5.99 1/2 metre. And then the grey. This is great for soft furnishing, isn't it? Oh, I like this one as well. Cushion, you're thinking? Do you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember Tim Holtz fabric? It has that kind of feel to it, doesn't it? Like you say, actually, great for projects for gents. Don't get me wrong, it's completely unisex, but I think this would be brilliant for like a messenger bag or a satchel or smaller organiser things. So maybe covering a notebook or a diary, an organiser. It's really cool, really, really cool. I love these big clocks. Okay, we've also got, we all love cats, don't we? We've got some real cool cat fabric. And do you know what I like about these? Don't get me wrong, I love a novelty cat fabric, but these aren't novelty, they're actually quite cool cats. It has the same sort of feel to, you know, with the clocks, that I'm thinking more office related, notebooks, getting there on time, for somebody who's quite organised. That's what I have when I see these cats. Yeah, Salem. The Pale Peach. It reminds you of Sabrina, the black cat in Sabrina. You know that you've got the quality. When you're getting this price, please do not think that that is hindering the quality of it. It is completely beautiful, premium, 100% cotton quality. But it is all about the price today. Do you know what I like about this? It's multi-directional. So if you are doing dressmaking or bag making and you're worried about the prints and the way that they're the directional prints, you don't need to worry about it with this fabric because they're all spinning round. It's so good, isn't it? Non-directional. Omnidirectional? What's the right word? I've never heard the word omnidirectional. Multi-directional. How are you all on Facebook, by the way? It's so lovely to have your company on Facebook as well. We are now streaming live on Facebook, so it's really easy to get all of your messages. I know a lot of people are saying they're really happy they can watch us on their phone. Oh, brilliant. You can now watch us anywhere on the go. You've got all of these lovely little, look, they're like office chairs, aren't they? See what I mean? Omnidirectional. Come on then. It's a microphone. It's when the signal gets transmitted from all directions. So this fabric isn't omnidirectional, is it? It's a good word though, Hayley. Good word of the day. So then we've also got it with the purple, the lilac. For anybody who loves cats, what about, did you see Sally Stevens do the pet bed? This would be nice for the pet bed as well, wouldn't it? I like that pet bed. I really liked it as like a footstooly thing. You know when you just need an additional little seat? Like a little poof. It's nice to be able to have just a little, yeah, something in your bedroom or in the living room or something. I like it. Really liked that. But this would be nice in that fabric, wouldn't it? All very limited. And right, so I'm taking it that you're not going to be able to get these prices back again, are you? Nope. So once they are gone, they are completely gone. It's only £5.99 with the stars as well. It's so pretty. Look at this little cat, he's so happy. Oh, you can't see him. This one. Nice for teenagers' rooms as well, isn't it? Storage boxes, or if you know somebody, we all know somebody that's got a cat that loves their cat. I've got so many real cat lover friends. Have you got a cat? You want a cat? Would you think that Poppy would get on with a cat? Poppy's Hayley's dog. Oh, she thinks she is a cat. That's like my mom. I think my mom thinks that she's a cat. She loves cats. What? No, my mom always thinks that in a past life she must have been a cat. She doesn't drink milk out of a saucer, no. Oh, Joseph keeps asking what is the actual percentage chance of us getting a cat? What's the percentage that you're telling your son? 50-50. Don't get your hopes up. My friend has just got one of those lovely, like, blue hair cats. You know, like, I can't think what breed it is, but, oh, what? Sheba cat. I don't know, but, oh, my gosh, it's gorgeous. Sandcastles. Oh, what about a beach bag? Off to the beach, or a play mat that you can take on the beach. You could even odour coat it, couldn't you, so you can wipe it. We've got the blue and we've got the sand colour. This is Small Things by the Sea. I went down to the beach. Has anybody been to the beach? We've done a little staycation down to North Devon to Appledore last weekend, and it was raining so bad, but we still made sandcastles. It was lovely. I took my bucket and spade. We had soggy sausage rolls, sat on the beach and said, well, this is Great Britain weather, isn't it? Planned to go to the beach. It was brilliant. You went to Weston. Was it warm? 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was really nice. It's really good, but although sandcastles don't work like this, I was like, right, I'm making a sandcastle with a moat all around it and everything. But when it's wet sand, it don't really work very well. It doesn't hold its shape. $5.99. They're lovely though, aren't they? Look, with the little spades. It's very nostalgic, isn't it? I think this would make such a beautiful little rucksack, like backpack. Little things to take to the beach. What about for little picnic bits and bobs? Or a storage bag that you can keep things in the garage, like any buckets and spades or toys and things that you've got. If you have grandchildren or children that are, you know, coming over and playing and you just want to pack it all away, you can make a nice big drawstring bag. Fabulous quality. It is, again, that price of $5.99. We've also got the sand colourway. Oh my word. Right, I'm not going to say that until I see it. You're benefiting today, by the way, from the fact the boss is in. Hayley's upstairs producing, and just make the most of this. £5.99. I love these lovely colours as well. Look at how bright the red and the blue. So beautiful. Only £5.99. If you've got any messages, it's studio@sewingstreet.com on the email. studio@sewingstreet.com. Hayley is about to log into the email. And of course, if you have got an urgent message for us, probably get them into Facebook on the, under the live stream, because Paul can see them. And this one again is multi-directional, omnidirectional. Look, that one I hadn't noticed. Can you see that they've got little shells as well? They're little shells at the door. They're like doors. They're little purple shells. It's all right. Just £5.99. That's as close as we can get. But when you get it home, so much detail you'll see. It's only £5.99. Fantastic value. Oh, he's clinging onto that, isn't he now? Paul said, Cara commented earlier on a fantastic shot that he did from the cameras, and now he's literally just going to keep going on about it. Right, can we do the wizards? Have you got the foundation paper piecing book? Have you seen it, the So Magical one? Because this would be amazing for that. It's completely sold out now, but I think this would be brilliant for that. Oh, so I know so many people who absolutely adore, you know, the Harry Potter and the wizards and the witches and the lovely fairy tales. This, dragons and cyclops. There's so many different really cool stories, but this is going to be so good. Again, things like storage boxes. Things like, again, little outfits. Do you know what Hannah would be saying? She wants a cloak. She would want a cloak with this. But can you see the gold stars? They're actually metallic. Now, then they're not going to come off in the wash. It's 100% washable. And this is ridiculous. The reason the graphics took so long to come in is because it didn't want to do that. $4.99. Plain fabric, surely, are $4.99 or more out there. This is Lewis and Irene. It's multi-directional. Some of them have got lightning bolts running through as well. Some of them have got the lightning bolts and some with the stars. Really cute. That is such a good price. If you do want to get maybe children sewing, this is fantastic. I'm thinking, right, think ahead. Let's get Halloween projects made. Little trick and treat bags, or maybe little capes or outfits. How about making one of the embroidered animals a little Halloween dress to wear? Just £4.99. It's brilliant value. We haven't got this in any other colourway. This is the first time I've seen it. This is Mystical and Magical Wizards. Just £4.99 a half metre. No, this is new to me. Just so you know, we're quite limited on this, and especially when we're now at £4.99 a half metre. Bearing in mind, I said at the start it's £6.99. We shouldn't be at £6.99. So this is kind of like a bit of a sale clearance price. We should be looking at a sale tag on this one, really. Just £4.99. Unbelievable price. I'm hoping there's nothing else that goes to £4.99, surely. We'll see, we'll see. As I say, all of the graphics are sort of already, they're not automatic, so the price is the price, isn't it? Let's do, I've not seen the dinosaurs either. Right, me and Paul were trying to name all these dinosaurs earlier. I don't know them. I'm so bad with dinosaurs, I'm sorry. You with, how old's Joseph now, Hayley? He's 9, so you've got a 9-year-old boy. Surely you should know all of these. Do you? Go on then, what's this one? I'm not saying that. Don't make me say that. What did you say? Hang on. Hang on. I can't say it. It's not that. A DIP or DI? A Brachiosaurus. That sounds right. No, you're saying a Diplosaurus. Yeah, a Diplodocus. Yeah, I thought she said that. Right, so it's a Diplo what? A Diplodocus. Okay. That's a Diplodocus. I've never heard of that, ever. So does your 9-year-old son have a real good sense of imagination as well? Okay, that's a Diplodocus. What's this one? Is that a Stegosaurus? Hayley just says, I'm really good at dinosaurs. Hang on, that's a T-Rex. What's this one? Pterodactyl. That's a Triceratops. Oh, we don't know what this one is. Need to find out. Message in on Facebook. Tell us what they are. And tell me if you've ever heard of a Diplodocus. Oh, this is so cool, isn't it? I love that almost camouflage background. This would make a really cool backpack, wouldn't it? This would make a really good backpack. You could also do like a play mat with this, couldn't you? Little shirt with it. Play mat, bags, storage boxes to keep all your figurines. A Jurassic Park. What's that filming with the Diplodocus? There's a dinosaur with a little boy. The only dinosaur film I know is Jurassic Park. It's a really good film. Apparently it's sad. Oh, the dinosaurs. No, I've not seen it. Land Before Time, no. Is it sad? Is it that one? Oh, it's amazing. I love this fabric. It's $4.99 as well. I was distracted by the dinosaurs and look at the price. I love that music. You made a T-Rex what? Origami. We made an origami T-Rex in lockdown. Fantastic. Less than 15 metres. Less than 15 metres. The Good Dinosaur is the film that Hayley's on about. If you've got it in your basket, check out. You can check out as many times as you want and you'll still only pay 1p all day long, even if you're buying on the website. In fact, I always suggest to anybody who's shopping on the show, obviously we're only live for 4 hours a day, so it's really difficult for us to show you everything that we've got in stock in just 4 hours. So it's definitely worth going onto the web shop, having a look at what we've got. Now you've opened your order, even if it's small things like any more needles for your machine, any extra threads that you might need, if you need any half meters of just your plain fabric, definitely worth making the most of it. Cocktail pins are so cute. Right, so we've got yellow, grey and blue. Lemon first. So the lemon, I really like these for projects like, again, quilting, they're great. These are really good for bags as well. They're beautiful quality. It's the same price again. What about for massive oversized pin cushion? Because they look like big oversized pins, don't they? Dressmaking. Or you could even make yourself, if you get some Thermolan, I'd use two sheets of it, 2 layers of it. But you can make yourself a lovely like ironing mat with it, couldn't you? Because I can see more pins than cocktail sticks. An ironing board cover, yeah. Just £4.99, or a pressing mat with your Thermolan. Just £4.99. It's brilliant, isn't it? It is lovely. And I can imagine some great quilting with this as well. You could do some really lovely quilting. Just £4.99. I'm so sorry that we're rushing now, but we've got loads that we want to fit in. Anything that we don't get a chance to do, we'll do them at 11 o'clock. Don't worry. We'll bring back, we might get a chance to do threads. If not, we'll show you them at 11. £4.99 for your party pins on light grey. But do you know these cocktail sticks, though? They are coming back into fashion. I've seen in lots of the department stores in quite trendy shops. Oh, I love the salvage. Look at this. Sorry, I just got distracted. Look at that. With the little martini glasses. But do you know what I like is that a lot of these cocktail sort of tables are coming back in. Lots of people are doing different. I know Hannah's just done a little gin bar thing in her house, and you have like all your different cocktail bits and bobs. This would be so lovely to make little accessories for somebody, even like a wine bag. Instead of gifting with a paper or a different gift bag, what about a reusable one? You could even, again, put Thermolan in it, keeps it cool. I'm obsessed with Thermolan at the minute, can you tell? But to do little tote bag, like wine bottle bags, it'd be lovely. £4.99 a half metre for designer Lewis and Irene fabric is brilliant. And then the blue, it's actually called a violet. It's like a purpley blue. It's lovely. There's less than 7 metres though. And from a distance, can you see it just looks like lovely spots? £4.99 a half metre. You can thank Hayley for that one. Right, we haven't got time to whiz through all of these. They're all on the website. Any of the others that you've spotted on the desk. So the biggest box that we have is this one, and hang on, what did you call it? The 70 weight. So these are your variegated and your solid top stitching threads. So your 70 weight, you'll recognise them as your. You'll recognise them as the with the yellow spools, but they're your heavier weight threads. So you get 70 metres on each spool. These are your thicker weight. So normally you get obviously these ones, which are your 50 weight, and these ones are slightly heavier. So they are perfect for decorative stitching. So if you're doing things like top stitching, these are going to be brilliant. I'm thinking, like if you're working with denim and you want to give it like that jean, very professional finish. See the gold one? That would be really good for with jeans. That would be really, really lovely. That one's your favourite, Paul, isn't it? The rainbows are amazing. So variegated is basically like an ombre thread. You've got all of these different colours. If you're doing things like a plique or any of your decorative stitches on your machines, we're going to have a good look at the 3 machines that you can see on the desk later on at 11, and they have all got a fantastic array of decorative stitches. You can't use this in your bobbin, just use this in your in the top of your machine. And I wouldn't necessarily use it for piecing. I would keep it primarily for your decorative stitching and top stitching, and it will go a real long way. £45.99, which, if we have a look at how many spools have we got here, 20. So we're at £2.29 a spool, which is great when you're looking at your 70 weight. It's having those options, isn't it, to hand, especially all these variegated. Imagine doing some great applique with these, and you're going to be able to blend them in with loads. You can use it for quilting, yeah. I would have said you could use it for quilting. What do you think at home? Yeah, I would have said you could do. The variegated would look beautiful quilting. But even if you're doing a plique, the variegated is going to look amazing as well. £45.99. You get 70 metres on each one. Obviously, they're a heavier weight. They are thicker threads. So slightly less than the other Gutermans, but 70 metres obviously still a lot. Just £45.99 for all 20. And you've got a great range of colours, haven't you? I like the fact that we've also got the plains on here as well. Because sometimes we only do just the variegated or just the plain. So it's great to be able to have a pack that's mixed. That's going to go a real long way as well. They're Gutermann, which are great quality polyester threads. We've then also got a couple of tins from Gutermann again that are very nostalgic. You've got the pastels and we got the brights. So I love these. Let's do the brights first. Oh, I love these just even for the tins. They're almost like these beautiful old adverts, aren't they? Like campaigning shots for Gutermann, which I love from the archives. So this one's the 1928 one. And look at it, it's beautiful. The brights are amazing. So these are your 50 weight. These are your sew all threads, basically. You'll be able to use these in your machine. You'll be able to use these in your bobbin. You'll be able to use these for piecing, for quilting, for a plique. You'd be able to use these for hand sewing. It is basically your most universal thread. They are 100% polyester. You've got your red, your orange and your lovely bright yellow. These are all of your brights. Now price, again, is fantastic. 8 all 100 metre spools for £16.99. £2.12 this time. And then you're getting this lovely nostalgic tin as well. Nice to keep all of your threads nice and organised. That'd be a beautiful gift for somebody as well, wouldn't it? £16.99. We've got the pastels. Oh, look, I like this picture as well. This is the 1927. Good, isn't it? These would be like all of your different advert campaigns for Gutermann. I love that. I wonder how long Gutermann's been going for then. Oh, look at how beautiful these are. Right, if you got the book earlier for Rosie, for any of the embroidered animals, all of these I think are going to be great for these sort of colours. It's very, your pastel shades are going to be really nice for your Gingermelons, embroidered animals. Be so pretty. Obviously you want your embroidery skeins, but I am just thinking in general, if you want to do any of your decorative stitching on any of the clothes, looks so pretty in these colours. Love that one. And once again, these are your 50 weight. Use for machine, for your bobbin. You can use for piecing, for quilting, for hand stitching, for EPP, however you want to use them. These are probably your most universal weights. Obviously, we all might need to stock up on our essentials, and this is a great value pack. You get 4 of the white and 3 of the black for £16.99. Now, we were looking at mainly around £2. We were looking around £2 a spool in the last ones. This one, value for money, is fantastic. We're looking at £1.85 a spool. And let's face it, these are probably the most used colours, aren't they? In our machine or in our bobbin. Just £12.99. Dressmaking, great for quilting, bag making, toy making, any kind of sewing. They're your 50 weight universal threads for just £12.99. These are probably the ones that you'll see mainly us using on air. If you see anybody sewing on air, I'm just looking, yeah, they're all looking at the Gutermann threads. We're really limited on these. I know that they've been selling online this morning. We've also got another gift idea. This would be great as a gift for somebody, is you get a tape measure. See, I always lose my tape measure. It's one of those things that it's great to have more. So this time you're getting 10 threads and a tape measure for free, basically, because your price per spool right now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It makes it what price per spool? £1.79 without your tape measure. Surely your tape measure, you're looking at a few pounds. Let's divide it by 11 products. So you've got 11 items. We're at £1.63 a product. Amazing value. And of course, these are all very useful colours. You've got your brights, you've got your black and white, you've got your lovely pinks. No matter what colour you're using, if you're using blue, you've got a blue and you've got a pink in there that's going to go. You've got the green that you could bring out and do decorative stitching. No matter what fabric you're picking up, you're going to be able to find a fabric to match in. That's really good value. Value pack. £17.99, and they are all, again, you 50 weight, 100 metres on each. Just before we move on, very, very quickly, I want to show you some Barley Pups. There's your Barley Pups. These are the only two that we've got in stock. Now, the autumnal colourway, there you go, your autumnal colourway goes such a long way. You're getting 40, 2 of each colourway, and 40 of your 2.5-inch laser cut strips for £39.99. These are all hand dyed in barley. Oh yes, perfect opportunity whilst Hayley is here. At some point, please can we all go on, you know, a very educational trip to see the traditional techniques that they do. It would help, wouldn't it? It would help to see it in person. So yeah, you've heard that here. Hayley saying, yeah, that would help. We should all go. It's absolutely gorgeous quality, and I must say you get loads and loads. You get loads of fabrics. I mean, look at that. There's so many fabrics, and they're all individual as they're all hand dyed. £39.99. So there's, I don't know whether there is technically a front or back, but you can't really see, can you? So you can use either side. £39.99. You two are hilarious. They're like brother and sister. There isn't a right or back. There is a back or front. There isn't. I don't know whether there actually technically might be, but I can't tell. I don't know. £39.99. On most fabrics there is a definite front, but because these have all been hand dyed, obviously, you have got the reverse of them the same. I must say the autumnal colours are some of my favourites. The autumnal colours look amazing, especially as we are. I know, we're getting towards autumn. Was it dark this morning? It was really dark this morning when I left. I love these Barley Pups because even if you're adding 1.5 metres of any of the cream or any of your, you know, you've got a big, big quilt. And whether you're using it sparingly, there's so much. I remember when Wendy Orlando first had these, she's obsessed with them. And she did the, I'm looking for it, the hexi mat. Oh yeah, so she did the hexi mats with these, and it goes such a long way. It really, really does. I think she was quite shocked with how much you can actually do. So these are all strips, which is great, isn't it? Quilted really cleverly, so you can't tell they're strips. So even though they're 2.5 strips, there's so much that you can play around and do with them. They're brilliant. And then the other colourway we have is the pastels, which are so beautiful. So this was the first one that Wendy Orlando had. So you've got the most gorgeous, look at these, the most gorgeous colours. She made a bag, she made cushions, she made table runners. There was so much that she did with it. And look, they give you this beautiful rainbow. £39.99 for all 40 of your batiks. I know so many people, if you go onto Pinterest and have a look, I know loads of people who make the most amazing, they only work with batiks. They make the most incredible batik quilts. They're beautiful. Definitely worth making the most of those. Right, coming up, very excited. If you have not yet checked out, be quick because there's a lot of people eagle-eyed on the website who are going for it. Now there's only 5 of the embroidered animal books left, so if you missed that one earlier on, only 5 of those. It was brand new today, so check out on this one as well. Stay with us though, because we're going to bring Cara back and see a great demo on Debbie Shaw's pattern. Check out on the book. We're back in just a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Debbie Shaw, and as a professional sewer, I really know how important it is to use a high quality thread. Well, you think about it. You spend a lot of money on your sewing machine, you'll spend a lot of money on fabric, and you'll spend a lot of time sewing. So why let your thread let you down? I know a lot of our designers and customers prefer to use Aurifil thread. Now, this is a family business. It was established in 1983 and they're based just outside Milan in Italy. They produce superior quality threads for domestic and professional sewers alike, and they've achieved worldwide success with quilters, sewers, embroiderers and textile artists who all appreciate the versatility and the strength of these threads. It's all made from Egyptian cotton, which is grown just at the side of the River Nile, and Aurifil only use the long staple threads, which gives their thread that strength. Each one of these threads goes through 15 steps before it even gets onto a spool and then comes to you to use in your sewing projects. Now at Sewing Street, we've collaborated with Aurifil and we've brought you two collections of threads. So we have the Quilters collection, and these are exclusive to Sewing Street. We've done a lot of research with quilters, and these are the colours that you prefer to use. So we put a whole collection together for you. The second collection is the Essential collection. So this is for the homemakers, for the bag makers, for the craft sewers, for the dressmakers. And again, these have been proven to be the most popular colours that you're going to use. So if you want your projects to last longer and your seams to be stronger, invest in some quality thread.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hello and welcome. We love hearing from you and we really hope that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, which is @SewingStreet. We have Facebook. We've got two Facebook pages. One is the Sewing Street TV page and the other one is Sewing Street Fans. All three of these are monitored all the time by our wonderful team, and if you want to message us on air, drop us a line on either of those three and we'll definitely be able to answer your questions that you may have. If you post on the actual wall, we can perhaps answer there. Otherwise, message us as well. That works really, really well. Thank you so much for being involved, and it's only because of this community that we're able to bring you all these different diverse products and to be able to answer your questions that you may have. Another way you can stay in touch with us is by signing up to our newsletter. These newsletters are sent out to you very regularly and they include not only our guest profiles of upcoming guests, but also amazing shows that we've got coming up for you. And if you want to look at the amazing products before everybody else, that's the best way to do it. If you'd like to sign up and you haven't already, the link to follow is www.sewingstreet.com/sign up. You won't regret it. Thank you.
If you love sewing, then you need the UK's favourite sewing magazine. Every month, you'll receive exclusive patterns. Follow simple step-by-step guides suitable for all skill levels to make your own stunning clothes, accessories and more, together with inspiring tips and tricks from industry experts. Join in and discover your love for sewing. Try Love Sewing today and get your first 3 issues for just £6.
There are two ways to shop with us, either via our website, which is www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down past the live programme and either click on the Shop Our Catalogue banner to shop via category, or shop today's products by scrolling through the list under the email newsletter sign-up form. The other way to shop is via our UK call centre, which is 0800 001 4433.
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Hello everyone, I'm Darphine Brooks. It's so great to be here and part of the Sewing Street family. I'm local, I'm only down the road in Warwickshire. I started sewing many years ago when I was very young, doing lots of art and painting, and eventually I went into textiles and I really enjoyed doing the two together. I had then had a bit of a break. Something you don't know about me maybe is that I spent many years in the Royal Air Force and eventually in the police as well. And then I went full circle and I've come back to my happy place of sewing, and which I really enjoy. My best sewing tip is measure twice and cut once. I have chipped up a couple of times by not measuring properly, and I do always regret it. So now I always measure twice, cut once. Anyway, I really hope to be with you again soon, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Are you passionate about quilting, an avid dressmaker, or just fancy trying a new craft? Sewing Street is a TV show that's dedicated to all things sewing, and we have everything that you need for your sewing hobby. Our expert demonstrators will show you the techniques and tips to create the gorgeous makes yourself. You can shop the tools, fabrics and kits needed for your makes at our website www.sewingstreet.com or via our UK customer service team on 0800 001 4433. Get inspiration for your next project with us daily at 8 AM till 1 PM every day on Freeview Channel 74, Sky 670 or on our YouTube channel.
There are two ways to shop with us, either via our website, which is www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down past the live programme and either click on the Shop Our Catalogue banner to shop via category, or shop today's products by scrolling through the list under the email newsletter sign-up form. The other way to shop is via our UK call centre, which is 0800 001 4433.
Hello everyone, my name's Cara and I'm absolutely delighted to be here at Sewing Street. I actually originated from Hertfordshire, then went down to Hampshire, and then it ended up in the East Midlands. I've been in the East Midlands for about 40 years now, which seems crazy, but 36 of those I actually worked with DMC Creative World, which was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed that. And then I decided to go freelance, and that's how I got introduced to Sewing Street. I love doing anything to do with textiles, so embroidery, cross stitch, patchwork, done a bit of quilting, bag making, toy making, oh goodness, there's loads and loads of things. What I love doing is just trying something new, and I think one of the tips is don't be frightened of trying something new. You always learn from it, and you know, don't be scared of making mistakes either. We all learn from the mistakes that we make. Little bit about me that you might not know, and that's a bit of a surprise. I once went to the garden party down at Buckingham Palace, the Queen's garden party, for some work that I did with Marie Curie. I was so lucky to go there, and just a wonderful time. So I hope to see more of you on Sewing Street, and I hope to try lots of new crafts with you. So see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, welcome back. Right, so we'll jump straight on into this bag because it's amazing, isn't it? This is one of Debbie Shaw's patterns. Our absolute bag queen. We are not biased, but she is the best, isn't she? Especially when it comes to bag making. My word, she's got such gorgeous designs. It's such a pretty shape. I really like the shape of this bag. And as I love a bag that's got structure, and it's the bozal that's inside that gives you that foam that gives you the structure. There's nothing worse than when you've got a bag and you've got lots of your bits and bobs in it, and as soon as you put it down, it all sort of collapses on itself. So absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And especially when you are looking at a bag that features so much liberty. So we'll start with the one that you can see here. Now, everything that you need for the bag is all here in the kit. You have your Debbie Short Elizabeth bag instructions and your pattern. So everything that you're going to need to know, all of your instructions, your pattern pieces is there in the pattern. You then also get, she's teamed up with Bozal and got for you pre-cut, absolute perfect size, single size fusible foam stabilizer from Bozal, which are beautiful, beautiful quality, absolutely beautiful quality. And as I said, these are absolutely for this Elizabeth bag. They're cut especially for it. So I find it quite hard sometimes to cut foam. If you fold, sometimes they have, cut on the fold, and as soon as you fold it in half, you lose that shape straight away because it's so dense, because it's so thick. So that really, really helps. You then also got your magnetic snap and 3 different fabrics. This one's got a gold snap, which is lovely. Gorgeous gold snap. Now you get half a metre of each of your fabrics. Now these two are both Liberty fabrics. This one is your flower tops, half a metre from your T for 2 range. This one is called Heart Bouquet, and that's again from the T for 2 range, and it's so beautiful. Half a metre of lavender, which we've used as the lining, for just £37.99, and that's everything that you need. I will ask Cara if there's anything else, but I mean, if you want to put a pocket in it with a zip, that's up to you. But everything you need, as I say, even your magnetic snap is all included in the bundle for less than £40. Brilliant value for money, especially with the Bozal. It's the first time that we've seen the Elizabeth bag on air before. Brilliant value. We've also got the kit that Cara is going to be demonstrating with today, which is this one. Now, this is in the beautiful mint colours. So you're getting half a metre again. Your teacup treasures, it is Liberty from the T for 2 range, Daisy Dance, and then mint lining. I love those together. That is a beautiful, beautiful colour together, and really nice with the grey actually. Really, really nice. These are going to be your 2 main fabrics, and then of course your lining. Now this time you're going to get your silver snap plus your pattern. Now it's got your pattern, your instructions, and a video tutorial. You know how brilliant that Debbie is at teaching. She's a fantastic teacher. So not only will you have Cara's demo, which we'll try and get through as much as we possibly can this hour, you're also going to have a link in there to be able to go to a video of being able to watch Debbie's tips as well for any of the tricky parts. Plus you get your pre-cut fused, beautiful fusible Bozal for £37.99. We've got one other colourway before we get Cara on. I know that we won't see much of this, so I don't want to let it fall by the wayside because this is just adorable. Again, look at your lovely cupcakes. You've got your cupcakes, your little biscuits. This is your tea party, your little cherries and strawberries. Half a metre again from Liberty. Half a metre of your floral. That one's your budding blossoms. And then half a metre of bright pink. And that's your lining fabric, all for £38.44. And this time it comes with a silver magnetic snap, your pattern, and your Bozal, your pre-cut foam, all for £38.44. Fantastic value for money, all 3 of them. Now, don't let that one, as I say, don't forget about that one, as we're probably not going to see as much of it. Just to let you know also, it's £37.99 for the last one. The graphics, I don't know why the price was wrong on that one, but it is £37.99. They're all the same price. Brilliant. Thank you for that. Okay, if you haven't yet checked out, don't miss out on any of these kits. It's amazing. So this is a quick reminder of how you shop. Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping. Welcome back, Cara. Welcome back.
Hello.
Before we get going, do you mind if I just mention something?
No, not at all.
So we've got obviously our 3 kits today, which we had a look with all the beautiful Liberty fabrics, but also another option which our team have sort of cut out all the hard work for you. And if you're thinking, right, I really want to make this bag, but I've got certain fabric that I love at home, we've also got an option where you can do the pattern and the bozal, which is brilliant because you obviously want those still both together, don't you, as the bozal's already pre-cut.
Oh, it's perfect. I've never ever worked with it before and it is so nice, so nice. What I liked was that the pattern pieces were there. They were already there, already pre-cut and everything. And then obviously with, you know, Debbie's pattern and all the information there, it was just so easy to do.
Amazing. So that's £20.49 and that's for your pattern and for your bozal. So if you do have an option where you're thinking, do you know what, I've got fabric at home that I want to use for it, then absolutely go for that. Okay, so where is it you want to start? Because I know you said you want to try and tackle most of the bag all in the hour, really. Yes,
if I can. As I say, the actual bozal is pre-cut. So the first thing that you do is join the 2 pieces of fabric together. And it's 38 inches by, I'm remembering this off the top of my head, 36 inches by 8 inches. Right. So you cut 2 pieces of fabric. You decide which one you want for the bottom and which one you want for the top. And that's the first thing you do. And then you join the 2 together, press the seam open, and then you lay your bozal on top of the fabric.
Oh, is it fusible as well?
It's fusible, which was just wonderful. The other thing is, don't be worried if it's got a crease like that. Okay. I was a little bit concerned, but if you take the iron, I'm hoping this is on.
We plugged in?
Yeah, we're plugged in. You can just steam it. So I'm just hoping that... So if you just steam it, that will help.
Cara. You're pressing the spray.
That will help. Oh, sorry about that. I need a cloth. That will help. It's different to mine at home. There we go. I've got the right one. We will get a cloth. But that will take, good. Yeah, that will take the creases out. Let me, oh, I don't think there's a cloth. Anyway, so don't worry when you get it, your bozal will be folded and you'll think, oh, how am I going to get that crease out? And it's very, very, very forgiving.
Okay.
So it is adhesive. So this will, I'm just going to get this out. So that will cover the wet on the table. So you will be able to press it. So you'll lay your bozal on your fabric. There's 1/2 inch or 1 centimetre all the way round that you'll leave. Press it from this side. So, you know, don't worry. Make sure there are 2 sides to the actual bozal and one is sort of like knitted. Can you see? If I just show that.
We're creeping closer and see. I can just about see. It's a slightly shinier side, is it?
It is just slightly shinier. You've got the soft side and then you have the knitted side.
Oh yeah, so you'll be able to see it at home, won't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's the side that goes onto the fabric.
Okay.
And then you've got the nice soft side there. And don't worry, you can actually...
You can press it.
Go onto there.
Okay.
And you can steam it. It does need steam to release the glue. And then once you've got it just sort of in the right position and everything, turn it over, and then you can actually iron it from this side. Use the steam, not the spray. And then that will adhere it, and you want that to be stuck.
Right. Do I need to look at my direction of print if I'm working with anything?
Definitely, definitely. I think some of the fabrics, this particular one didn't have a direction of print, but this one, obviously, you've got the teacups and the teapots, so you want to make sure that your pattern's going in the right direction. And as I say, the first thing you'll do is decide which one you want for the bottom of the bag and which one you want for the top.
Okay.
You've also got included the actual straps for the handles.
Fantastic.
So that's all included.
Oh,
so
I didn't realise they had bows in as well.
Yes. And what you'll do is you'll cut your fabric out. She'll tell you what size of fabric you'll need. I'm just going to press that in half. And then you'll place the bowsel handle. Just butt it up against the fold there. It will be slightly shorter, the bowsel will, but that's fine because that's going to be in your seam allowance. And as I say, you can actually iron it from this side, just to, let's just give it a bit of steam, just to start it off. Then you can turn it over and iron it from that side. And that adheres the bowsel to the cotton fabric.
Oh, that's so much easier than cutting it out. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes when you're working with foam, if ever instructions say cut, unfold, and you fold foam, because of the density of it, you then placements out.
Yes.
So, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I actually find it so much easier that it's all done for you.
It is. And then what you'll do, that we've jumped to the strap, I'll go back to the bag in a moment. You'll actually fold that up, then fold that in, and you want your handle, so the fabric, to completely enclose the bowsel. So you may need to sort of just be careful when you're folding it, just to get the fabric. Don't worry if you don't get it exact, because one will be the right side of the handle and the other side will be the wrong side. So if you don't get it exact, don't worry. So you're folding that one up as tight as you can against the bowsel. But just, you know, it just makes things so much easier because everything's measured for you, everything's cut for you. And as you say, there's a brilliant video from Debbie as well. So, you know, you feel like somebody's holding your hand the whole way through. So maybe if you've never done bag making before and fancy having a go, this is a really good one to start with. And again, you know, I hadn't done bag making before I sort of started doing this type of thing. And I just love it. I love the fact that you can create something that looks so professional.
Yeah. And I think the bowsel actually really does give you that professional finish because it gives you that lovely shape.
It does.
It
It
holds
really
the
does.
shape so well.
I mean, that was sort of folded up in my bag, and I haven't pressed it or anything. But you can steam it, you can press it. So that's how you'll do your handles. Just pop that down there. Let's come back to the actual. So that's your handle, and what we're going to do is top stitch down one side all the way along there and down the other side as well. The other bit of top stitching that I would suggest, and that she suggests in the bag, is once you've attached your stitched fabrics together, you've attached it to the bowsel, you can do your top stitching along there, and again it just gives a really nice crisp finish. So I'm going to do that on both of those. You don't have to have a walking foot. I haven't got a walking foot at home, but if you have got one on your machine,
it might make life a little bit easier.
Just a little bit.
But it's not too bulky, is it?
No, not at all.
Now, when you're doing top stitching, do you alter your stitch length?
Yes. So on this one, on my one at home, I think I did it on a 3. So I'm going to put the stitch length up to a 3. It just gives a really, really nice sort of, it does look like it's, you know, sort of should be there. So we'll just, and you can choose a thread colour that blends, or you can choose one that, you know, will be a contrast.
How about using any of the variegated or the, you know, we had some 70 weight Gutermans,
beautiful.
which I think would look lovely. Some variegated ones.
Yeah. Or, you know, pick up one of the colours, so maybe the red or something would be nice.
Depends how confident you are in your top stitching, doesn't it? I tend to still use one that blends in.
Yeah. With this one, because the fabric's so pretty, I just thought, no, I'll do it, do an extra stitch there. I'll do it in the thread that, you know, really sort of blends with it. I'm doing it quite a distance away as well from the seam, again, to make a feature of it. I mean, Debbie is the queen of bags. I'm in awe of the number of different designs she does. It's just amazing.
Oh, I know. You think, how many different designs can you come up with? But it's the shape. I love how it sort of just goes at the top. It's really, really pretty.
So that's the top stitching done across there. So now I'm going to do the top stitching on the handle. This is the other handle that I've already done. So we do it either side of the actual handle.
Nice. It seems to be managing absolutely fine without a walking foot. Obviously, the 680 does come with a walking foot. I know a lot of the machines, you might have a walking foot at home, but even without, I think a lot of the newer machines, especially, handle thicker fabrics.
Yes, and I'm actually machining the side that has the bosal.
Okay.
So the fabric is not moving. If you machine the other side, I think the fabric could have a tendency to move.
Could you use a clips or things like that instead of pins? I think probably clips are going to be easier.
Yeah, I mean, I
layers.
haven't even put pins in, because once you've pressed it, it keeps the shape and everything. So again, we'll just go down one side, pivot at the end, turn it round. And you can do an extra line of stitching if you want to.
Ooh, or decorative.
Yes.
You know, we've got some beautiful decorative stitches on these machines, haven't we? They'd look great with decorative stitches as well. I think having the bosal in a strap, I didn't realise, but actually it just gives it a bit more cushioning, doesn't it?
It does.
If you ever have straps, if you've got a lot of things in your bag that just dig in, or just gives it lovely cushioning. And of course, it also will strengthen it as well. I always put way too much in my handbag.
So there we've got the two handles and the front and the back of the bag complete.
Amazing.
Okay, next thing you want to do is the actual, the magnetic clips. So just take some of these. And it helps if you've got, you know, either a fabric pen or a friction pen, my new best friend. So you'll decide which one you want to be the flap of your bag, and because this is the bottom of my bag, I thought I'll actually go for a contrast. If you wanted to, you could go for the same colour, but I quite like the contrast.
Yeah, I do.
And then the piece of fabric that you want for the front of the flap is the piece that's adhered to the bosal, and you've got the flap in the bosal as well, so that's all included in the pack. And again, you do your 1/2 inch all the way round, and I marked mine. I just very carefully marked my shape around there to make sure that I had that. But don't worry too much, because the stitching line is actually going to be alongside the bosal.
Right, okay.
Okay, so you'll put your bosal on your outer part.
And again, that part's pre-cut for you as well.
It is already pre-cut for you, which is great. So I'm going to pop that to one side. And then also what I would suggest, on the magnetic clasp.
It's stuck to your scissors.
Is a piece of interfacing just for extra strength, because you're actually going to put the magnetic clasp on the lining of the flap. So I'm just going to iron that.
We've got lots of interfacing on the website, but if you've just got little bits in your straps,
little bits and pieces. Also, you want to find the centre of your flap, so fold it in half, make a mark, and then you measure down 2 inches, and that's where you're going to actually have the magnetic clasp. What I'm going to do is actually pop. No, I won't do it yet. I was going to say I'll pop a mark on the outside, because that's where. Okay. So we'll just.
It's good to show you actually how you put these magnetic
Yes.
cloths in, because I always presumed that you needed fancy tools to be able to do this, or supersonic strength,
No,
whereas
not
actually...
at all. So I have made a little mark. I did think ahead, and I've made a little mark on the other side.
Okay.
And you're going to just place the centre of the washer, if you like, there. And we're just going to mark either side. So we've got the centre there, and then we've marked either side. And then you're going to, the way I find to do it is I just fold that in half and I make a little snip. And that's where the teeth of the clasp are actually going to go through the fabric. And you want the narrow part of the clasp on the outside. So this is going to be your lining. So you want it on the right side of your lining.
Okay.
And then you'll pass that through the fabric and through the interfacing that you've already put there. Okay, then pop the washer on, and then very carefully just fold those either way.
Gosh, that does that so much easier than I thought it would.
And there you've got your
Yeah, you don't need any special
one part of your
tools.
clasp. So the next step is to actually right sides together, and I will get a few clips, or have you got some out? Oh, can I
yeah.
take a few of those?
These are the clips, by the way. Brilliant value. The Bosal and instructions on its own, by the way, have completely sold out. The only way of getting the Bosal instructions is in the kits with the Liberty fabric. Yeah. These are the Sew All beautiful quality multi-purpose sewing clips. I know that our buying team worked really, really hard to try and get you fantastic value for money, but still with the quality that you're used to from Clover.
So what we're going to do is machine down the side there, all the way round and up the other
As
side.
close to the edge?
Yeah, and leave the top open, and you want to go as close to the edge as possible. Put my stitch length back to normal. I think on this machine
So
it's
are you
2.4.
sewing on the Bosal or on the fabric?
On the fabric, but
Just on
don't
fabric.
worry if you catch the Bosal.
Okay.
Don't worry at all. But your stitching line really is going to be along the edge of the Bosal.
In the bit of the ditch?
Yeah, in the ditch. It's just so quiet, this machine, it's lovely. As I say, if you've got a walking foot, you know, you can use it. If you don't have a walking foot, because you're only actually going through the fabric rather than the Bosal itself, then a normal foot's perfect. And just as you get to the curve, just do a couple of stitches, lift your foot up and pivot the fabric round, so you're getting it as neat as you can.
We're down to single figures, by the way, on the lavender finished bed, the one that Cara's already made up with the Liberty prints with the lavender lined in. We're down to single figures. Do absolutely be quick to check out on any of these, because as I say, the pattern and the Bosal on its own is completely sold out now. Oh yeah, so the clips, these are your multi-purpose sewing clips. You've got 50 of them for £19.99. If you're looking at the Wonder Clips from Clover, the branded Wonder Clips from Clover, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people who like to have the brand. Very similar though, we did a real comparison with them when we launched them, and they're £28.99.
I'm just trimming off some of the fabric. If I had my pinking shears, which I don't, they're over there, you could pink around the curves. But the Bosal is very forgiving, so it actually helps keep the shape. So just get rid of that. And then turn this all the way through. Just going to use the scissor, the curved edge of the scissor, just to poke that through. There we go. And look how beautiful that gives such a good curve. You know, sometimes with curves it's quite difficult to get a nice curve.
And is that thanks to the Bosal?
It is definitely to the Bosal. So that's your flap. And I'm just going to press that, and also we're going to tuck in the fabric at the top. you can tuck that over, tuck it in at the side there, and again the clips are really good for holding that in position. Then what we're going to do is top stitch, and we're going to top stitch down the seam, not across the top, because when we actually attach the flap, that's when we're going to be stitching across the top of the flap. So where those raw edges are just tucked in. There we go. Just going to give it a quick press. Be careful with the clips. And as I say, the Bosal is just so forgiving. Just move those clips out of the way and just iron across the top there. Then I'll pop the clips back, just hold that.
I think with the Bosal as well, it just makes it comfortable to hold, and to use the straps, as I say, it just gives it lovely comfort on when it's on your shoulder, the flap, it's all lovely and cushioned, isn't it?
I mean, I've left mine plain on the actual bag here, but you can add a bow, you can add a button, you can do lots of different things. So, you know, even do a little bit of embroidery.
Oh yeah,
French
some of
knots.
those roses that we learned how to do earlier.
Yes, so you can add lots of bits and pieces. But we've now got our flap all sorted. I'm just going to top stitch around the curved edge. And again, put my stitch length to about a 3. And then I'm going to do a locking stitch, actually, because we are going to have this on the actual bag, so you're going to see it.
So you don't want to be doing a reverse.
No.
It's a bit neater, isn't it, to do the knocking?
Yeah. This is where you might need to just give it a little bit of a hand when you're first starting. If you've got your walking foot, this is where the walking foot does come into its own. I'm just going to lift the needle up and move that slightly. And then about 1/4 inch from the edge, approximately, as long as you try and keep it nice and even. And take your time going around the curves. Again, just lift your foot. Do a couple of stitches, lift it, pivot. And again, come into the curve. And see how easy it is to actually stitch through the Bosal as well. It's not slipping, it's not moving or anything. And then just do a locking stitch when you get to the end. Okay, so we've now top stitched around the flap. This particular one, I top stitched around the flap there, and again, as I say, you can actually choose a colour that you can contrast as well. So the next step is putting the actual clasp on your outside of your bag. So you want the deeper clasp.
And again, you found exactly where it needs to go, haven't you, and marked it.
So I've marked it there. I'm actually going to mark it here. And with this one, because you've got the Bosal on the other side, you don't need to add the interfacing like we did before.
Oh, okay, that will give it enough strength.
So I'm just going to fold that again and just snip. You don't want to make a big snip.
No, I found the smaller the better. You're better to be able to make it bigger if you need to, but you can't make it smaller if you've gone too big.
Just bear in mind that you've got the Bosal there, so you want to be sure that you've actually cut through the Bosal, which I haven't. So I'm just going to make a couple of extra snips there. And then your clasp goes through those slits. Turn it over and pop that down either side. And that's your clasp then on the outside of the bag already.
Amazing. And that will sit all inside the lining then, won't it?
Yes, it will do.
Nice.
So the next step is to actually add the handles. I normally make sure that the handles, where there's a seam is on the inside, and you will have marked from Debbie's pattern where the handles, the placement of the handles on the actual Bosal there. And you want the raw edges of the fabric to match.
About 15 minutes if you can.
Yeah, perfect. And just make sure it doesn't twist. And then we do the same there. And in fact, what I'm going to do is, I know I've got my machine on the long stitches, the top stitching. I'm just going to machine across that and then do the same here. But before we do this one, we want to actually mark the centre of your bag.
This colourway is so nice, isn't it? It's really
so
fresh.
pretty. And
Nice for the summer.
I might need, is there another ruler or something anywhere?
There is a big ruler.
I just need a little one.
Would you be able to get us a little ruler,
Oh no,
please?
don't worry, I've got a tape measure. It's all right, I don't want
Are you
to
sure?
touch anything that is over there. I've got a tape measure, I'll use that. So I've found the centre and you're going to mark down 3 inches. And this is the placement of your flap. Okay. And what you want to do, and this is all in the instructions that Debbie has got here. So this is this part that I'm doing. So I've done all of this and I'm now going to attach the flap, and you want the magnetic clasp. Do you know what? I've put the magnetic clasp in the wrong place.
Oh, don't worry.
It should have been down there.
Oh no!
Whoops. I don't know if I've got another one.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
We'll
Sorry about
imagine that it's there.
It was from the curve.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm so keen to get going. And then you want the centre of your flap, and that will go there. So as I say, the actual clasp, if you put it in the right place, would be there. And I can't believe I've done that.
Oh, don't worry.
I won't.
I mean, I don't know. Well, I didn't notice. Did you notice at home? I hadn't noticed.
Shh. So I'm taking the clips out. I'm just going to pin that in position.
At home, you'll have a bit more time to go through and check.
You will. So just want to pop that in. So what we're going to do now is machine down the sides there across, so those raw edges are enclosed, and then do another seam across there, all with the top stitching. So I am going to double check that I have got this right. Yes, that's fine. And then your straps again with the seam on the inside. I bet somebody had spotted and was shouting at the television screen saying, "You need to move it." I'm not going to tell anybody.
No, we're not going to. It's good job the boss isn't in juicing today, isn't it?
Yeah. As long as she's still laughing, as long as she's still got her can of fizzy pop.
Not a can of Stella.
Okay, so again, you want to make sure that your handles aren't twisted, and I'm actually going to just secure those handles in position, again with the long stitch. I dread to think what you're talking about fizzy pop and Stella.
Yeah. You could have at least said like a cider or something.
I think, isn't Stella supposed to be quite thirst quenching? Aren't lagers supposed to be quite... I don't know, because I don't drink Stella. I drink cider, but not Stella.
Even going through all of those layers, you're actually going through a few layers of fabric and 3 layers of bows or 2 layers of bows, aren't you?
So I've got my handles there. I'm now going to attach the flap. And I'm going to try and match my stitching with the top stitching that I've already done. And we're going to come down just a few stitches and then across. And if I manage to do it properly, I can actually match the raw edge of the fabric to the edge of the foot, which is quite a good place to stitch. So this will make it nice and secure. And because it's on the outside of the bag, you want it to be a little bit of a feature, which is why you're doing sort of double stitching. And then back across. Make sure you haven't got your handles.
Yeah, make sure they're out of the way so you don't attach them in.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to quickly secure the other handles and then we'll assemble the bag.
It's quite a quick bag to do, actually.
Very
isn't
quick.
it?
That's why I like the fact that the bosel's already cut. You know, you're not having to think too much, because sometimes, you know, your mind's on so many different things that, you know, it takes it. I always find I need to concentrate when I'm cutting out and measuring. I think, is it Darphine who says measure twice, and
cut once.
Cut once, yes.
Yeah.
But this takes that away. So you've got your flap attached, you've got your handles attached. What you'll do now is right sides together.
Keep your straps in.
Keep your straps in. And we're going to match as best we can those two seams there. Put a couple of clips in to hold it in position. And then we're going to machine down both sides of the actual bag itself.
Oh, do you know what? For some reason, I'm not sure why, but I thought that these are completely sold out. It was definitely saying sell out, and now it says there's a handful of these available. So if you do want the bosal on its own with the pattern, then you can still get it for £20.49, and it means then the hard work's done for you and you can use your own fabrics. So absolutely, I think there were a lot of people who thought they'd missed out on that. Definitely worth making the most of it. I'll show you all three kits at the end of the demonstration. We've put some beautiful fabrics together to go with this bag. Liberty ones, you can't go wrong. But if you do have fabric at home that you want to use, that's another great option to use the bosal and the pattern for £20.49. Can't go wrong.
So all I'm going to do is I'm going to machine down there. Don't machine, this is for your box bottom. Yeah. Machine all the way down there, leave that all the way up the top. So I don't know if you want to go through some of the options while I'm doing that, or...
You can keep going. It's all right. Keep going. We're
sure?
Yeah. The boxy bottom is great though, isn't it? Again,
yes.
You get loads more space, don't you?
It's a lovely shaped bag. You know, you can get most things in there. Right. I put the stitch length back again, and I'm stitching as close to the bosal as I can. And as I say, you take a little bit of time. You want those seams as best to meet as possible.
And are you sorry, I might have just missed this. Did you say you're going just up against the bosal? Right, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Needle down or not? Literally taking it out.
Yes, yeah. And then across the bottom.
Ah, so you're missing out your box bottom square.
Missing out your box bottom. And also, if I can sort of say now, and I've already done it, the lining is made in exactly the same way.
Right.
As the front and back. So once you've done your bag this way, you just repeat for the lining, and you cut the lining pieces actually when you've assembled the bosal and your front and back of the bag, and you use that as a pattern.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes. So again, you're not having to measure, which is really good.
So you don't need to worry if there has been a little bit of wiggling about.
Yes, yeah. So I'm just doing this bit here. And then we'll do the box bottoms, and then you can assemble your bag. And the box bottoms, if you've done them before, they're really, really straightforward.
We've still got just over 5 minutes.
Perfect. Okay. So we've machined down there, across the bottom and down the side. Now you're
going
to
Would you trim those corners?
I would normally, yes, normally, but I want
them.
to try and get the box bottoms done. Now you can either put your seams either way like that, or you can open them. I found opening them was quite nice, you know, just to get a smooth finish across the actual bag. So we're going to just machine across there. And again, it's about 1 centimetre. And then do the same on the other side.
Like a frog, isn't it? I always think of it as like a frog.
Which bit do you think?
I don't know, just like
a wide mouth frog.
Wide mouth frog.
Okay, I'm with you. I was thinking, where's this frog coming? had I missed something? Oh my gosh, the other day we opened the front door and it was dark outside and this little frog was sat on the doorstep and it was just like, oh my goodness.
Was it tiny? I saw yesterday on my walk the tiniest frog I've ever seen. It must have been a new baby. And we were like, where's his mum? And he was crossing the road.
Oh,
so
no.
we stood like, right, we need to make sure he gets over the other side of the road. It was like completely brown. I've never seen a frog like that before. I actually thought it was like a little slug. I didn't realise it was a little frog. And then it started hopping.
And then the other day, it's all happening at our house at the moment, we found these huge caterpillars.
Oh, wow.
Huge caterpillars. And I think they were a tiger moth or something like that. We were able to, find out what they were. And we thought, well, why is it, walking across the drive? And then we'd been wondering, we've got a fuchsia at the front, and this fuchsia wasn't looking very happy. And when we looked closely at the fuchsia, there were 2 more on this plant.
Oh, my word.
And it was just like, oh, my goodness. And when we looked up the actual, the moth itself, that's what they like eating. Oh,
so they'll eat all your fuchsias as well?
Yes, yeah, which is crazy. So there's your box bottom, and now
again, would I need to at home trim that or not?
Yes, you need to trim it.
Okay.
I'm not
going to
at
now,
the moment.
But got a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So you've made your lining, exactly the same as your base.
Made my lining, and your lining is right side out, and you want the right side in. You want the right side of the lining to go to the right side of the bag. So it means that we need to just turn the bag through. And in fact, we can have a look at it and you can see the beautiful shape. And look, I'm not...
And like you say, it's literally because of the bosal, it holds its shape. And even when you're doing all of this, you're not going to need to press it afterwards.
No.
You can if you want, but it holds its shape.
Do you remember I said try to match the seam?
Oh, yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, she's done it.
I'm not showing the other side just in case. Oh, yeah, a bit
Done
out
it?
on that one. No, a little bit out, but I'm not going to tell anybody.
You're being pernickety.
Yeah, I am. So pop out the corners, and again, because you've sewn it up to the bow saw, you've got really sharp edges there. So you want the right side of the bag.
Right sides together.
And when you've done your lining, you've left quite a big gap at the bottom, because that's where you're going to turn the bag through.
Right.
So we want to pop the handles out of the way, pop the flap out of the way, and then we're going to get the handles out of the way there. Then we're going to match the side seams. So again, I like to open mine, but you can do it so you've got one going in one direction and one going in the other. Pop a clip there. And pop a clip the other side, and then just pop a few clips around, and what we're going to do is machine along the top. So I don't know if we've got time.
No, we haven't got time to go machine on. But we'll imagine.
Yeah.
We've sewn around all the outside.
Yeah. So you're going to machine all the way around. Once you've matched those, and remember, as I say, to get the handles well out of the way, you'll machine all the way round like that, turn through the turning gap, and then push your lining inside. You can actually close that on the machine or by hand. Yeah. And then once you've folded the lining in, you top stitch around the top, and you can show there.
You can see the top stitching then as well. I'm not sure. We'll show you in a second.
Yes.
We'll show you clearer in a second.
Yeah.
So
we nearly got there.
Move the camera. No, thank you ever so much.
That's okay.
Thank you very,
That's
very
okay.
much. 2 great demos today, and loads of people messaging in saying they loved the demos. When are you back on, Cara?
Oh, good question. 6th
couple of weeks?
of September. Yeah, a couple of weeks.
We will see you then. Thank you so much.
That's
Lovely to see you as
no problem
always.
at all.
Thank you.
All right.
So the bag that we've been having a good look at, it's beautiful, isn't it? And you can just sort of see there the top stitching round at the top that Cara was talking about. And it's up to you whether you want to add a real contrasting thread or whether you want to do it with variegated or with any of the, fabrics, threads that are going to blend in. So the 3 different kits that we were looking at today, and remember our little bonus one as well. I don't know if there's any of those still left. I will show you just closer. You can see once it's all turned through, the bottom of the bag, whether you want to hand stitch it or just run it under the machine to close up your turning gap. And then Cara's done a top stitch round the top of the bag there. So this one's called your lavender colourway, and you're getting 1/2 metre of your Liberty, 1/2 metre of your heart bouquet, and 1/2 metre of your lavender lining. You also get in your kit, which is brilliant, your pattern, your bosal, which is pre-cut, your bosal already pre-cut, your pattern, your magnetic snap, which is the gold one, and then all 3 of your fabrics, obviously, £37.99. 2.5 metres of fabric, your bosal and your snap, plus your pattern. And as Cara's saying, you also get step-by-step instructions, plus a link to go to an online video tutorial. Now the mint, the one that Cara was working with, is this one. It looks beautiful. We're at single figures for both of these, by the way. In fact, all of them were at single figures. So you've got your sew-in foam, which this is designed especially for the Elizabeth bag. So it's pre-cut, your straps in there, everything that you need to just fuse straight onto your gorgeous Liberty fabrics. So you've got your teacups and teapots in that lovely mint. You've got the grey, 1/2 metre there, both Liberty. They are both Liberty prints, and then you're going to get also your 1/2 metre of your mint for your lining, plus your magnetic snap and your pattern. Even if you don't necessarily design to use those 3 fabrics, they're just going to be great for your stash. There's loads that you're going to be able to make with this. So if you've got fabric in mind at home, then if you still get the kit, if you get the bundle anyway, you can use what you want for the bag, and you've got all that lovely Liberty fabric to use for another project. And then the last colourway we have is this one, by the way, the price isn't right. It's £37.99, so it's actually lower. Brilliant. So it's the same as the others. You get your pattern, which is from our lovely Debbie Shaw. You also get your bosal, you get your magnetic snap, and then 3 of your lovely fabrics, 2 of which are your Liberties. 2 of your Liberties, and you also have your bright pink at £38.99. Right, so you know our bonus pack of just the bosal and pattern, it has officially completely sold out. So if you did want to use your own fabric, I suggest getting one of the bundles, maybe one of the fabrics that you're thinking, oh, do you know what, I can use that for something else. If you get one of the bundles, then I'm sure your Liberty fabric isn't going to go to waste, is it? Absolutely gorgeous, and thank you ever so much to Cara as well for great demos today. Right, coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking through 3 of our favourite and best-selling sewing machines that we stock. If you've been thinking about upgrading your sewing machine or starting, you know, if you're toying between what brands to go with, if you've been thinking of owning an Elna, we're going to talk you through 3, all different price ranges as well, and the sort of features and functions and the benefits of each machine. So if you've got any questions about them, please do get them in. We're not going to be long. We'll be back with you in the next few minutes.
Hi, I'm Debbie Shaw from Sewing Street, and these are my 5 top tips for successful sewing. So, number 1, always use a good quality thread. A good quality thread will keep your seams stronger and also help to prevent lint building up inside your sewing machine. Tip number 2, if your project isn't going quite according to plan, put it down, walk away from it, come back again the next day, and you'll probably find that things don't seem half as bad as they did. My tip number 3, never throw away your sewing machine manual, always keep it to hand, because you're going to find hints and tips, techniques and troubleshooting in that manual. You'll miss it if you lose it. My tip number 4 is to read your pattern instructions before you even cut out your fabric. Different manufacturers of patterns will give you different instructions, different ways of constructing your garments and different seam allowances. So to have a successful garment, you need to follow the instructions precisely. And then tip number 5 is don't give up. Every professional sewer sewed their first seam. Every professional quilter quilted their first quilt. Every professional quilter sewed their first line of wonky stitches and had to get out the quick and pick. That's no different to you. So I hope you find these useful. If you want more hints and tips, then why not go to Sewing Street on channel 74 on Freeview, on Sky 670, and of course we have a YouTube channel where you can catch up on previous demonstrations. We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Rosie Wells.
My name's Poppy and I'm a nutritional therapist.
Hi, I'm Ruth Lynette and I can't wait to join you all on the brand new Gemporia Lifestyle channel.
If you're a fan of primal living, you're going to adore what's around the corner.
What is lifestyle? Lifestyle is healthy habits.
Feeling good, it's about looking great.
Making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves inside.
And it's about the life that you lead and the home that you live in.
All of this is why I'm so excited.
We've got the most wonderful team.
Homeware deals and primal deals under one roof on one channel.
I can't wait to share this brand new channel with you. So we'll see you soon on Gemporia Lifestyle.
Gemporia Lifestyle, coming soon to Freeview Channel 74 and gemporia.com.
Hello, I'm Kerry from Living in Loveliness and I'm delighted to be part of the Sewing Street team. I'm based in Wolverhampton and I absolutely love working with fabulous fabrics. In particular, I love working with fat quarters and showing you how to get the most from your scraps. I love bringing communities of sewists together and encouraging people to sew for greater causes. Most recently, we have been sewing for our NHS and key workers. I look forward to bringing you hints, tips and techniques. I'll see you soon.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Hello everyone, my name's Cara Ackerman and I'm absolutely delighted to be here at Sewing Street. I actually originated from Hertfordshire, then went down to Hampshire and then it ended up in the East Midlands. I've been in the East Midlands for about 40 years now, which seems crazy, but 36 of those I actually worked with DMC Creative World, which was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed that. And then I decided to go freelance and that's how I got introduced to Sewing Street. I love doing anything to do with textiles, so embroidery, cross stitch, patchwork, done a bit of quilting, bag making, toy making, oh goodness, there's loads and loads of things. What I love doing is just trying something new, and I think one of the tips is don't be frightened of trying something new. You always learn from it, and you know, don't be scared of making mistakes either. We all learn from the mistakes that we make. Little bit about me that you might not know and that's a bit of a surprise. I once went to the garden party down at Buckingham Palace, the Queen's garden party, for some work that I did with Marie Curie. I was so lucky to go there and just a wonderful time. So I hope to see more of you on Sewing Street and I hope to try lots of new crafts with you. So see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Oh, we love our Cara. She's going to be back with us in the next couple of weeks. So our demos are great, aren't they? So thorough. I love the fact, like Cara, she sort of dabbles with lots of different skills. So I know that she does a lot of hand sewing, she does a lot of dressmaking, she does bag making, she does toy making, she does soft furnishing. And those of you that are on your sewing journey, whether it's that you found us or whether you've been sewing for years, we're all at different points on our sewing journey. And what I love about Sewing Street in particular is that I'm not here to tell you to buy this machine or to buy this machine. It's all depending on what sort of part of your journey you're on. Of course, when you are investing in a sewing machine, or whether you're upgrading a machine, whether you've been borrowing somebody else's machine to start off with, which I think is a really good thing to do, you know, if you're starting off sewing, before you invest in one of the, you know, the higher end spec machines, it's good to just see that, it's something you want to do. But always think about, first of all, I would go, my first thought process when you're buying something that's a bit of an investment like this is what brand you're buying. And when you're talking about Elna, those of you that know Jane, who have met her, Jane Brogram, at any shows or events or any workshops that you may have done, or seen her on air with us, she's, of course, fantastic and very knowledgeable on all of the Elna machines. And it's a brand that we know and we trust. and has been going for a very, very long time. I think they've been going over 80 years now, so this isn't a new brand. The three machines that we're going to be talking about over this hour, three very, very different price points and three different sort of levels of machine, all brilliant, all with the warranty from Elna and all a fantastic professional domestic sewing machines. Which one is it that we're starting with? The 780. So the 780 is the high-end machine. Now, before I go into, obviously, everything that the machine has, because of what's been going on over the last few months, machines have been so difficult to get a hold of. They've sold obviously very, very well over the last few months because a lot of people have been getting into sewing. A lot of people have wanted to upgrade their machine. So a lot of people have been buying them. Demand is up here. Supply is still the same as always. What happens doesn't take a rocket scientist to realise what's happened to sewing machines. We're struggling to get a lot of machines at the moment. I know that lots of shops and manufacturers have been struggling to keep up with the demand of sewing machines. So, I think the next time that we're looking at getting any in is November. So also, when I'm talking about all of these different price points, I'm not here to rush you or press you at any stretch of the imagination, but I just want to make you aware that even we're struggling to get hold of any. So the reason that I'm saying it with this machine in particular, the 780, which is the one that lots of us have seen over the last few weeks, our guest designers have all been using it, it is going to increase in price. This is an introductory offer, which I think we might have exclusively, you know, at this sort of price point. But it will go up to £2,679, which is quite a big jump, to be honest, isn't it? So we secured the most incredible price on a certain amount of machines. Once that an amount of machines, we can't get any more at this price. It will then go up to £2,679. And I will still talk about all of the features and functions as I am today, but it will be over £600 more expensive. Now, I think we've probably got enough, bearing in mind, you know, judging by how quickly this has been selling, average sales over the last few weeks since we launched it, I think we're looking about 2 weeks left of stock. And then we could be waiting till November, at which it's probably going to have gone up in price. Well, it will have gone up in price to £2,679. So the reason I want to say that is because if you are in two minds and you're waiting, you know, should I, shan't I, should I didn't realise that it was jumping up in price to £2,679. So it's definitely worth making the most of it. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. You know me, I love the 680. This has always been my dream machine. And this, for me, always looked quite daunting. It's a very big machine. It's still classed as a domestic machine, but it almost has a bit of an industrial sort of feel to it. It's massive. It's got the really big throat space. So I'm thinking for quilters or for somebody that's a real experienced sewer, you're going to love it. Now, we've been using this machine on air, and our guest designers who have been coming in have been using it, and it's completely changed my opinion of it. I absolutely still think everything, all of the positives that I was going to say, but it's actually really user-friendly. Even though it is a computerised machine, I don't want to scare anybody off by that word computerised, because I know I'm a bit of a technophobe, and anything that, you know, I'm scared I'm going to break, I just won't touch it. So the great thing about this is it's really, really user-friendly. You might even hear it bleep quite a bit when it's on air saying, no, you can't do that because you need to make sure the right foot is on. You need to make sure the right needle plate is in. You need to be able to plug your foot in or use the stop-start, remove the foot controller. So it will always talk you through and won't let you do anything you're not allowed to do, basically. So the first thing that you'll notice with the machine is the size of it. It is a big machine. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for somebody who was, you know, lugging it upstairs and downstairs every time that they wanted to use it. This is probably going to be for somebody who has already got their designated sewing space, who does dressmaking. This is going to be ideal because look at how much bed space you've got. For quilting, this is fantastic. So is that the throat space? So the throat space from here to here is 28 centimetres by 12 centimetres. It is a really, really great sewing space. So not only is that brilliant for dressmakers and quilters, but if you're doing home furnishing like curtains and blinds, cushions, any larger projects, it is going to be absolutely perfect. It has got a free arm. You can take this off, so bag makers as well. perfect for you too. Dressmaking, if you're doing any sleeves, if you're doing anything in the round, then that is going to be ideal. Now, a lot of the buttons on the front you probably recognise if you love Elna or if you know Janome. Obviously, they're all under the same umbrella. So I will go through some of these key sort of speed dial buttons at the start. So you've got your variable speed control, which obviously is fantastic to be able to speed up your sewing, or if you're doing lots of chain piecing, or if you want to slow it right down for any more intricate pivoting points, then you have this. You can just see under here, it's got full lighting all the way around the machine, including this part here too. So that also extends out with another light, which you can then tilt back and forth. So there's loads of lighting, gives you great lighting. You've also got your snips, so you've got your automatic thread cutter, you've got your needle up down, your locking stitch, you've got your reverse. You can use it with or without a foot pedal on your start-stop. And there's a reason why I've missed this one out. This is not in the 680. This is only, I'm not sure what other machines this button is on, but I've only seen it on the 780. And this will automatically lift your presser foot. So no more having to lift your hands, reaching behind to try and lift the foot pedal. As soon as you finished it, you can actually program this machine. It has a memory, so you can program it at the end of each stitch sequence to be able to cut your thread and lift the presser foot. And you can also do that with, I believe, am I getting mixed up? You've also got the extra large foot. I don't think that's the one that you can cut with the foot. I think that's the Dukey. But you have got the button there that it will also automatically lift your foot at the end of the sequence. So if you wouldn't mind, Paul, we're going to come and have a look at all of the different stitches, because obviously you just maybe are thinking, I just want to know that it's going to do a straight stitch really, really well. I do a lot of straight stitching, I do piecing or do dressmaking. I just want to know that it does straight stitch. It doesn't only just do a straight stitch really well, it has a straight stitch needle plate. So it's not going to be chewing up your fabric. It has that high performance straight stitch plate. You've got a fantastic selection of utility stitches, a large array of buttonholes. You've got all of your applique stitches, and I like the fact that it's all in sections, so you can really clearly see what stitches you're going to need to use. Your heirloom stitches, huge amount of quilting stitches. You almost get like a long arm quilted feel with these. Satin stitches, bridge stitches, decorative stitches, 350 stitches in total. Now this is an embroidery machine, this is a sewing machine, a solely sewing machine. But the reason that I say that is because actually if you have a look at some of these, you've got all of your pictograph stitches as well. So you've got things like, I love this, like the wash at 60 or wash at 40, wash at 30, hand wash only. You've got your little handmade, you've got your love, you've got your stitch, home sweet home. You've got such beautiful pictorial stitches along here as well, which give you that lovely embroidered feel to it. And you can just see here, you've also got the monogramming as well. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, different alphabets. You've got so many different alphabets. Plus, you've then got, as I say, your straight stitch needle plate, your quilting stitches. This one is another needle plate that comes with it. Now, this is your professional grade needle plate. So you've then got your high performance, and you've also got a section of mirror images. So lots of these that are shaded in grey, they all mean that they can be flip reversed. Those are the ones that you can change around. You've got plenty of storage in the machine. I mean, you get a huge array of different feet and accessories. In fact, Paul, would we mind having a look at the slide of all of the different feet that come as standards? They come in a box like this. How good is this? So not only do you have lots of great storage on the machine, but you then also have a brilliant box as well to keep all these in. So there's your different needle plates and all of your feet. Now, these are the feet listed, as you can see, off the Elna website. So you have your A foot, your rolled hem foot, your zipper foot, your satin stitch foot, an open toe satin stitch foot. You have a blind hem foot, an overlock foot, a 1/4 inch seam foot, a 1/4 inch seam foot without quilting. You also have an open toe darning foot, an open toe darning foot, closed toe darning foot, sorry, and an open toe darning foot. This is like a bit of a free motion kit that you get. Your free motion quilting closed toe, free motion quilting open toe, free motion quilting zigzag foot. So you get all of that just with your free motion. Then also have your variable zigzag foot, your ruler work foot, your automatic buttonhole foot with a stabilizer plate, your buttonhole sewing foot, your dual feed foot, your professional grade 1/4 inch seam foot, your dual feed foot, which is like basically your walking foot, and you have a narrow type. You also have your professional grade needle plate, that's the HP, your high performance one. You've also got your straight stitch needle plate, your circular sewing pivoting pin, so you can do beautiful circular sewing, your quilting guide bar, button shank plate, all of those other little bits and bobs to, you know, maintain your machine, like your seam ripper. And then, hang on one second, so all your screwdrivers, your bobbins, etc. You also then get your knee lifter, if you want to do it with, you know, hands-free knee lifting. You've also got your extra wide extension table, a big foot controller, your thread cutter switch, all of those different bits and bobs, as it say, your instruction manual and a semi-hard cover. So all of those come as standard today. Remember, the price point is phenomenal, and it will be going up to over £2,600 next time that we get these in, which we're thinking will be November. But I don't think that we have enough of these machines to last us more than the next couple of weeks. So if you are umming and ahhing about it, if you've got any questions about it, please do let me know. The great thing about the LED touchscreen is that, of course, you can navigate really quickly and easily through all of your stitches. You can easily adapt and override any of the stitches, the automatic default stitch width and stitch length. So the great thing about having a computerized machine is that you don't need to worry about the things like, oh, is the tension's going to be okay? You have got the tension dial. But if you are worried about automatic stitch widths and stitch lengths, it will default straight to it. Obviously, with some of the satin stitches, you're going to be able to override it. It will bleep at you if you're not allowed to, if you're not allowed to go any further than it is. I think it goes up to a 5mm stitch width. So it is a brilliant machine. There is so much that we can talk about, as I say, and if you've got any questions about it, please do message in and let us know. Here's some more of the specifications of this machine. So as I said, I think one of the most fantastic points about this machine is the space. If you ever feel that you don't have enough space to quilt some of your larger quilts, if you are outgrowing your machine quite literally, then this has got an extremely large workspace, a long arm design. It's not a long arm quilting machine, it is a domestic sewing machine, but it has that long arm design with a real wide throat space plus an extra wide extension table. You've then also got the dual feed plus system. So, you know how we talk about a walking foot? This machine, you don't need one because it has got that dual feed built in. So if you're doing things like your bag making, it has got that dual feed system already built in. Let's go back to the slide. So guides multiple layers of fabrics in perfect synchronization with amazing precision. Now we talked about the HP foot and the HP needle plate. It's an extraordinary combination for sewing perfect curves and 1/4 inch top stitching without skipping any stitches. Ruler work capability. So if you do like any of, you know, you really fancy quilting, if you love working with rulers when you're quilting, the adjustable ruler foot enables you to use specialized rulers and templates. Free motion, as I said, it is actually a bit of a pack of free motion feet. 4 special presser feet are provided, including an open toe. A foot height is adjustable, that they can easily be changed with our clip-on system. So normally when you're talking about a free motion foot, I think initially you might still need to, you know, unscrew it with the screwdriver and put your initial sort of foot on. But then between changing your feet, it's so easy. There's a little button at the back. If I spin this machine round, I might be able to show you. So there's a little button just literally here, And look at how quick and easy that is. So that has literally just dropped off, and it will be the same with any of your free motion feet as well. That if you do want to change your feet really nice and quickly and easily, it is that simple to do so. So then you can just clip and it's removed. So it's really nice and quick. So that was the free motion, as I was talking about, all of the different free motion bits and bobs that come with it. And then your memorised quilting seaming function. So for efficiency in stitching, large numbers of blocks in the same size. So it's got a fantastic memory. Not only are you going to be able to save your sequences of stitches, so if you love certain pictorial stitches, if you want to put yourself together a bit of a border, you could absolutely do that and it will remember all the stitches, and you can also save it into the little files here. You have got the locking button as well, so if you do have any paws or any little hands, or if simply you're changing things like your needle, if you're changing your stitch plate, if you're doing any work over this side of the machine, I would always just click on your locking button, and then it will just completely lock your machine out of place, so you're not going to start sewing. Here's a little bit more info. So again, as I say, you've got 350 built-in stitches, which then, of course, can be overridden when you're thinking about changing different stitch lengths and stitch widths. 11 buttonholes, 2 alphabets, maximum speed sewing. You can do some speedy sewing with this, up to 1,060 stitches per minute. How good is that? Oh, in fact, I got it wrong. I said 5mm. You can actually do up to 9mm stitch width. So with your monogramming especially, that's going to be fantastic to be able to do some nice big letters if you're personalising anything. Full colour and high definition LCD touchscreen. You've got your automatic presser foot. You've got your dual feed system. So this has got a built-in walking foot basically. How amazing is that? The dual feed system means that you've got the built-in walking foot. We'll come back to that. So then you also have automatic foot pressure adjustment. It will automatically do that for you. Guided and easy and guided bobbin threader with built-in thread cutter, automatic and programmable needle thread cutter, 9 high luminous LED in 4 areas, and then that 1 retractable light. Plus, you've got a USB port, so you could actually put in your own stitches into here as well. Maybe if you've got a stitch composer, you could start creating your own stitches, quilting stitches, and put them onto there. So possibilities are endless. We had a lovely message on the fan page. Thank you for your messages. Hi, June. June says, I've got the 780 plus. Absolutely, 100% love it. I don't know what I did before. I truly wouldn't be without it. Oh, that's a lovely message. Please get them in. I know there's a lot of people who love this machine. There's lots of compliments on the fan page. For that price, don't get me wrong, I understand it's still a considered purchase. You get a 2-year warranty through Elna. It will come directly from Elna, so just so you're aware, if you're purchasing anything else from today's show, it still is covered under our postage and packaging, but it will come from Elna. So even if you're buying this beast of a machine today, but you've just bought, you know, one of the kits or any of the threads, you're still only paying the 1p&p. £3.95, which is brilliant. It is a weighty machine. I mean, it's really sturdy. Not only is it, you know, not going to be jumping around over your sewing machine, it's still lovely and quiet when you sew. Hence why we have it on air for demonstrations, because we don't want a really loud machine whilst we're trying to talk over it. So it's really lovely and quiet, but it's ever so strong. I think the weight of it, Paul was saying, is 13.2 kilograms. So it's a real big, weighty machine. But I must say, it sews beautifully. It really, really does. Just 1,999, which I know it is considered, but remember, it will go up to 2,679. Just to remind you, it will come directly from Elna. Okay, so if you've got any questions about the 780, please will you let me know. And if I can answer it, I absolutely will. And if I can't, we'll find out and we will get back to you, because I would hate for you to miss that. Studio@sewingstreet.com, studio@sewingstreet.com is the email address if you do want to send in any questions. It comes with an extension table, yes, Sue. It comes with an extra large extension table. It also comes with a really great user-friendly instruction manual as well. Sue, we will show you the extension table. In fact, Hayley's going to go and grab it. Right, we've just quickly switched over to the 680 Plus, which is, I'm going to say it, my favourite machine. My favourite machine. This just feels like home for me when I see this machine. It's, again, very, very sturdy, very, very robust. Oh, Sue, just before we, thank you, just before we move on, that's the extension table that it comes with. And it's laser cut round. So what you do, you take your free arm off. Obviously, it comes with feet as well. You will get the feet that come with it. That slots in like this. The great thing about the feet that it comes with is that you can actually adjust them. So if you're on a bit of a wonk, if you've got a wonky table, you can actually adjust it so it's completely flat. But that gives you great sewing space, doesn't it? Especially if you have a dedicated sewing room or somewhere where you do sew, I just leave that on all the time. Anything that's going to, you know, take pressure off that needle bed is always going to help you. So there you go, Sue. Thank you for your questions. Keep them coming in. Right, 680. As I said, this has always been my favourite machine. I think it's because it's brilliant for somebody who likes to dabble between lots of different sewing projects. If you like to do a bit of dressmaking, if you also like quilting, if you like doing applique projects, if you like doing bag making. Oh, we just had a nice message from Pat. Thanks, Pat. She's got the 78 and she said it's amazing, amazing. So it's so user-friendly. She says, I just love it. Thank you, Pat. It really, I think the proof's in the pudding, isn't it? We have so many guest designers who come in who have never worked on it before and instantly they're able to use it. It's really user-friendly and just sews beautifully. I think when you are upgrading to these sort of machines, I personally have found it makes such a difference on my sewing. It makes such a difference, one, in my how much I enjoy sewing, because you can simply plug in and get going. The machine that I was using before at home, I mean, it was just, I'd outgrown it. It was constantly unthreading itself. It was chewing up, the bobbin went around, and I was thinking, I'm just spending too much time doing troubleshooting things instead of actually sewing and enjoying sewing. I had to do too many time out from it. Whereas what I love about the 680 is that you can literally plug in. In fact, I am going to plug in and get going. So it's got, again, a really, really, really user-friendly computerised system here. Now, please don't be put off by it. Please do not be put off by the fact that it's computerised. If you're moving away from a digital computer, or just, you know, one that's got a dial, that's got about 12 stitches that you spin between the dial, don't get me wrong, they're fantastic. But what I love about this, a manual one, but if I sort of go through the stitches on this one, let's pick, for example, what are the 170 stitches? There's loads here. Let's go for a satin stitch at 80. So if I click 80, it tells me what stitch it's going to look like, it tells me what foot I need to use, and it's automatically default to the correct stitch width and stitch length. So I know what foot I need to use. It says it's an F foot, which is really, really clear when you see them all when you get home. So it's brilliant. Let's go through the screen first, as this is where we are. You've got the overriding system. So with a satin stitch, obviously, you can override that. If you want to make it narrower, you can change the stitch width. You can change the stitch length. Now I'm going to just keep going until it bleeps at me. It won't let me go any further. It won't let you do anything you're not allowed to do. So it will bleep at you like that. So that's how you change the stitch width and stitch length. It's got all of these really cool little speed dial buttons. So you've got like your elongating one. So again, with satin stitches, you can really lovely elongate them. You've got your twin needling option. It will come up on the screen again with a little twin needle. So, I mean, they're fantastic for decorative stitches. They look great, twin needles. I don't know whether you've seen Debbie doing any demonstrations on twin needling, and it looks beautiful. You've got your mirror image. Once again, there's a lot of the stitches that you have on here that you can actually flip reverse it. So it will come up as a little icon like that on your screen, and you can remove that by just pressing it again. You've also got the lock button, so straight away, if I am changing the needle plate, if I'm changing the needle or getting my screwdriver out to put my walking foot on, then you can lock it in and out of place. It's got a memory button, so if you want to put together a bit of a stitch sequence, it has got that memory button. You can also do a memory button on your thread cutter, so there you go. Once I've pressed that, that means at the end of each stitch sequence, it's going to cut my thread. Now, if I've pressed too many buttons and I get all a bit of a kerfuffle and I think I just want to go back to the start, press C and it's taken me straight back to the start. Obviously, you can press twin needles on and off, you can take your thread cutter off, but it will default me back to a straight stitch. If you go through the different modes, so at the top of the stitches, it's got all of your utility, buttonhole, satin, applique stitches, decorative stitches, and they're all in separate modes. So the one section's in mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, mode 4, mode 5, mode 6. You've got numbers and alphabets. So if you want to do personalisation on clothes, or bags, or quilt labels, you've got all of your numbers. Not an embroidery machine again, but it does fantastic monogramming up to 9mm stitch width. So you have all of those options, but I'm thinking if you're putting together a bit of a sequence and you want to keep putting Vicky, whatever my name, or something, if you want to keep putting it in a row, then it will memorise it as well, so you can put together yourself a bit of a stitch sequence. These again, as I say, extra bits on your speed dial buttons. You've got your straight stitch. Is that a 1/4 of an inch one? Slightly over. You've then also got your zigzag, and you've got a buttonhole. Nice and quickly there without having to look at your stitch reference chart. So it's really user-friendly, and again, just pressing C will take me back to basics. Now, what I love about this machine as well is the storage, and it has like the most amazing little foot wardrobe, I call it. So the top flap here actually lifts up to reveal extra little spaces to keep your feet, which I think is brilliant. I'm not the most organised person in the world, so anything like this is really going to help me out. So earlier on when I did the satin stitch, it was telling me to put F. So there's my F foot. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, you might want to just triple check on the foots that it is that one, but there's my zipper foot. There's loads of feet again that come as standard. In fact, we can go through those with you in a second. Or should we do it now, Paul, whilst we're looking at some of the feet? So the feet that come as standard with the 680, I mean, there's loads, a huge plethora of feet that come as standards. Obviously, you get your standard A foot, which is the one that's on the machine at the moment. You also get your roll 10 foot, your zipper foot, your satin stitch foot, your open toe satin stitch foot, your blind 10 foot, overlock foot, 1/4 of an inch seam foot, darning foot. You also, again, with this machine, get the convertible free motion quilting kit, including a closed toe, open toe and clear view foot. So that's brilliant if you want to do some beautiful free motion quilting. You also have even feed foot, automatic buttonhole foot with stabilising plate. You've got your button sewing foot. Your circular pivoting pin is this one here. Now, I didn't know what this does, but, oh, can I take it out? There you go. It just looks like a little pin. And if you put that in, then it will give you really beautiful circle quilting. You can quilt circles with it. It's really cool. So if you haven't had a go with that one before, absolutely dive in. All the instructions as well of how to use it in the manual, or have a look on the website, have a look online. So you get the, where are we up to? The circular pivoting pin, your quilting guide bar for even feed foot, your straight stitch needle plate. Quilters, if you are just doing chain piecing, have you ever found that your fabric gets chewed up? The difference with a straight stitch needle plate, I don't think I've got it here. Basically, you'll see that one of them has got like just one circular hole, and the other one will allow you to do your decorative stitches. So it's got a gap like that that will let the needle swing across. So if you are just doing straight stitching, it is less likely to chew up your fabric, which is brilliant. So you have that. You also have, of course, loads of all of your little extras like your lint brush, your needle set, your seam ripper. You get some extra sewing machine needles. You get all your spool holders. You also get an extra large extension table, which is 50 centimetres by 30 centimetres. So another big extension table, as you can see on the picture there. Your knee lift, your foot controller, and a semi-hard cover. Loads that comes just as standard. It has 170 stitches, as I say, already built in, 10 buttonholes, a built-in superior needle threader, no more squinting, spending ages trying to thread your needle. It's done for you in the second. You've got an extra large sewing space, so once again, it's just going to cancel out that claustrophobic feel when you're sewing on a smaller machine. The size of it is 120 by 210. Your maximum sewing speed, again, is speedy. It's 1,000 stitches per minute, but you do have the variable speed control. If you want to go a bit slower, maybe if you're starting out, or if you want to do some more intricate sewing. It's got a free arm. If you're doing bag making or dressmaking, that's going to be ideal. It's got the automatic and programmable thread cutter. So like with the 780, you can program it that at the end of your stitching sequence, you're going to be able to of course, trim your thread. You've got your bobbin thread and upper thread sensors, so it will also tell you when your bobbin's running low. How good's that? Extra wide extension table included as well. So as I say, it is for me the dream machine. I love it, and the fact that you can get it today, £1,099. This is one of those machines that if you have, say, £1,500 to spend and you came to me, this is my personal opinion, this is the machine that I would be personally recommending. And now it is my opinion. And the reason I say that is because I know so many people who are industry experts, who are professional sewers, who sew every single day, and they love this machine. I also know hobby sewers who sew once a week, who sew when they can, who just want to get sewing and don't sew every day. They also have this machine. So that's what I love. I can recommend this to somebody who has decided, right, I'm setting up my own business and I'm going to make my own curtains or my cushions, or I'm going to do a dressmaking business. I know that this is going to be able to stand the test of time and the amount of sewing that you want to do. But equally, if you are a hobby sewer as well, it's quick, it's easy to navigate through. It will sew beautifully. It's got all of those great features and functions, like I say, this fantastic needle threader. Makes life so much easier for you. It's so much quicker to be able to navigate through everything. So, once again, there is so much that we could talk about with this machine. It has got the thread cutter. It's got your needle up and down button, which is very, very useful. If you're really used to, hand cranking, it still has the hand crank on the side. But if you just want to know that when you finish stitching and you want to make sure that everything's still all in the right position underneath, you want to keep your needle down so it's not shimmying all around. You can also program that at the end of every stitching. It will end with your stitch down, with your needle down. Locking stitch, reverse stitch, and it can be used with or without a foot pedal, which I find sometimes just personal preference. And I know a lot of the new, more modern machines have got that stop button. And when I first started going to classes, a lot of the ladies who have been sewing for years and years were like, oh, I can't get on with that. I like to have the control with my foot. But I sort of got used to just using that stop button. So it depends on what you're used to. And I suppose if you're getting children sewing potentially and they can't reach the foot pedal, or you've got any, problems with your feet that you can't quite have the control over it, then that's a really handy button to have as well. This one. So, right, £1,099. Those of you that have got any questions, I urge you to get them in, because if we can answer them on air before we leave at 12, we absolutely will. If I can't answer it, I will endeavour to find out the answer for you and get back to you. So do absolutely make the most of both of the machines whilst they're in stock, as we are not the only company that are struggling to get hold of machines at the moment. It's been quite a difficult few months being able to source machines. Manufacturers are just really struggling with the demand. So absolutely make the most of both of them. Right, okay, just before we have a look at the 550, every single Friday, you're normally looking at John Cole Morgan, I know. It's the first time I've done the Make of the Week. I'm so excited. So I love, one of my favourite parts of, being part of this community is going through all of your makes and seeing the amazing, inspirational images that you put onto the Facebook fan page. So every week we will announce 3 winners. This week, the winners are Tammy, Dorothy and Tina. You are the 3 lucky winners of this week's Make of the Week. Did I choose Dorothy? Oh, Dorothy's was my pick. Do you want to see Dorothy's? Oh, Dorothy, I loved it. You know how much I love this bag, and I just love his eyes. I thought they were so cool. They were so piercing. So, Dorothy, that's your make. We've got Tammy's make. John Cole Morgan picked this one. Of course, I know he's always got the eye for the quilts. They are absolutely gorgeous. It's got a bit of an optical sort of illusion, hasn't it? And how have you got up there to take the photograph? Tammy, are you like Spider-Man on the top of the ceiling? And then Tina is our final winner. And again, absolutely beautiful, so intricate. Oh my word, that is a lot of work. I'm presuming, I think that was Debbie then picking Tina's entry. So thank you ever so much. Honestly, I must say, it's a real difficult task to pick a winner. So keep all your entries coming in, send them in, because we love looking for through all of your inspiration. It's real help. On all of us who are learning to sew. So thank you very much for all of your pictures. If you haven't yet had a go at Make of the Week, if you go onto Facebook, type in Sewing Street Fans, join the group, post any of your pictures, and we look all through the week to find it. Right, another machine. This is the most affordable sewing machine we stock. Now, yes, there are more affordable sewing machines out there. When we're bringing to you, a sewing machine that we want you to be able to achieve the projects that we're sewing with on air, we want to make sure that you're still getting fantastic durability and something that's not going to outgrow very quickly. And what I love about this is that you can still do all of the fancy sewing that we've talked about with the others. You can still do free motion. There's a free motion foot on there at the moment already. You can still do quilting, you can still do bag making, it's got a free arm, you still can do dressmaking. There's so much that you'll still be able to do. But what I love about this machine is that it is more portable. Maybe you are just upgrading to your first computerized machine. Maybe you have borrowed somebody else's machine and you need to give it them back, but you want to carry on sewing. Now we're to look down and you're thinking, right, actually, I really want to carry on sewing. It's an L&A brand. You know that you've got the brand. You've got the 2-year warranty that comes as standard with it. The 550 is, I think, I wouldn't even call this an entry-level machine. This is still a professional sewing machine. It's still got those little features and functions which we absolutely love. However, we all are working at different budgets. If you have got the budget to be able to get a brand like this, personally, I wouldn't waste my time buying, a lot of people might buy a £100 machine, which is great, and that's where your budget is. Fine, absolutely go for it, and it would be brilliant to start sewing with. But I personally found, I did it, and I personally found that I outgrew it straight away, too quickly, whereas this is a machine that I know a lot of people, Hannah's got the equivalent to this one actually, but hers didn't have the, didn't hers have? I don't think it had the as many stitches, or I can't remember, but she had, very, very similar to machine to this. In fact, I know a lot of people on the fan page I've seen who have got the 680 and that's their main machine, but then this is their machine that they take when they're going to relatives. This is the machine that they might take to workshops. This might be the machine that they have a caravan or a second home or going on holiday, because look, the other two machines, I wouldn't try and do that on air, but it is really lovely and portable. I wouldn't say it was lightweight. It isn't going to bounce around your sewing table, but it's really great and portable. So for me, somebody who sews on the dining room table, who hasn't got a designated sewing room, I am going to need to put it away when it's dinner time, or I am going to need to put it away when, people come over. It's really nice and easy to store away. So the only sewing machine that we sell under £500, it is, as I say, from Elna. You've got 50 stitches. All of your decorative stitches on there, quilting stitches, buttonholes, you've still got your utility stitches, still got a great array of your stitches. If you actually do a survey and you think how many stitches you generally use, 50 is still a lot of stitches. Maybe if you're going for one of those manuals ones that only had 12, this is loads, isn't it? So the dimensions of this machine are 406 by 302 by 176. So it was this way, 406, 302 and 176. It's 6.5 kilograms. So it's quite nice and lightweight. It is. It's half the weight of the 780, so it is really nice and portable. And it's really easy to navigate through. As I say, it's computerised. So if I just press it, keep your eye on the needle, as I'm going through these stitches, it still automatically changing the needle and jumping between its default stitch width and stitch length for you. So it goes up in 10s. So you've got all of your stitch ones here. So if you think, right, I want to do a satin stitch, which is number 43. Let's go for this one, 43. So I go up in 10s and then go up in my single figure. So it's really easy to navigate through. Once again, you can still then override it if you so wish. You've then also got your speed dial buttons under here. So you've got your straight stitch. It'll jump straight back to your straight stitch. If you want to go to your zigzag stitch, that's number 6. You've also got this one, which is number 13. Now 13, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's like an overcast stitch. It almost looks like one that you would put at the end to give you almost like an overlocked look. I think that's that one. And then you've also got a buttonhole. So you've got a buttonhole there. You actually have 3 buttonholes on here, 3 different buttonholes. You've got one on your speed dial there. The biggest stitch width that you can do is 7mm, so it's still a great size stitch width. And it will still speed as quick as 700 stitches a minute, but you have got the option to slow it down if you're doing something more intricate or want to practice something slower, doing curves. You have got that speed slow controller. And what's great about it as well, if you start off really sewing and you're thinking, right, I want to carry on sewing, you can still control the speed whilst you're sewing, which is very good. Needle up, down. You've got your lock stitch, you've also got your reverse, and you've got a stop start. So if you do want to use it with or without a foot pedal, you absolutely can. Comes with a foot pedal, comes with a smaller, does it come with an extension table? No. No, sorry, it doesn't come with an extension table. It comes with a cover though, it comes with like a hard cover. So you can store it away nice and easily. £499. Just speaking of storing it away nice and easily, I've got a Janome sewing machine bag. Now, Janome and Elna are under the same umbrella. So this one, let's have a look. This opens out, it's got a nice hard cover. It opens out, oh, this is lovely quality. So it opens out like this, slightly differently to the others. It's a really lovely hard base all the way and top all around the sides. And that flaps open like this. Show you a sewing machine, you can put it in. Now you'd definitely be able to get your 550 in here. I'm just wondering whether you can get any of the larger machines. I think this is probably going to be for the smaller ones. And it's £44.99. If you are having a look, it's nice to just keep it in the bag. Yeah, this is definitely going to be for one of the smaller machines. If you haven't got a workstation at home, if you're thinking, right, I haven't got a workstation and I want to be able to store it away, I know a lot of people keep theirs in their bag like this. That's lovely, isn't it? It's got a great long strap that's adjustable as well. So if you're carrying it around, I know a lot of people who are starting to maybe think about, fingers crossed, heading back to any workshops or going to any classes, maybe want to get to know your sewing machine, then this is going to be perfect, isn't it? Or to just store it away. That's £44.99. So that's brand new, Janome gorgeous bag. I'm going to pop this down here. We've got a few options though. We have got some options. Now I know that Paul's already made the most of these prices. These are wrong. I don't actually know why these are priced so low. Which one do you want to do? Purple. So, are you ready to see the price? I know. I did not expect to see these at £15.99. You've got an extra pocket on the front as well. So it's got a lovely little key ring look. It's really cute. So you can put your foot pedal, any of your leads in there. You could put any of your pattern pieces. Sorry, I'm going to hit my microphone if I'm not careful. So you've got your extra pocket here. Maybe your foot pedal or your plug in there. It opens right out. You can fit your 680 in here. It's a squeeze, but we've tried to do it before. It is a squeeze, but you can do it. And it's lovely and wipeable. Now, me and Hannah had a look online, and the lowest price that we found this bag, or one that was very similar, it just had a different key ring and it was a different colour piping around it, was £21.99. So that is a fantastic price. Now, the size of this, if you want to see to your sewing machine, it's 32 centimetres high, 46 wide, and it's 21 deep. 21 centimetres deep for £15.99. Great bag, isn't it? Really, really limited on the purple. We've got more of the turquoise. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that we've got the red sewing machine bag as well, which has been really popular, but not everybody's a red person. I like the fact that this is wipeable, it's quite neutral, but then it's still got that lovely pop of colour. £15.99, you can see, is an early bird special price. You absolutely should make the most of this whilst we have them available, because I can't believe we have them available, to be honest. They're great for any of your smaller machines, your 550, 560, 570, or if you have got the 680, I think the 680 does fit in it as a squeeze, add a bit of a squeeze. We bought quite a big quantity of these, so that is the only reason that we were able to do these prices. As I say, that is a lot lower than where I've seen these online. Right, so that's the turquoise. As I say, there is slightly more of those. So the Osnaburg that I briefly mentioned earlier on, I just wanted to highlight, because we launched a beautiful book to make our lovely little Rosie rabbit, and there were so many gorgeous little toys in there. I think there's literally 2 books left. I think there's 2 books left. But the Osnaburg itself, we are selling by the half metre at £2.50. £2.50 a half metre, which is crazy. If you are doing toy making or bag making, then this is perfect, isn't it? I love that almost natural seeded look as well. So for home furnishing, this is going to be great for any of your soft furnishing. If you want to use it for linings, it's really soft as well. It's really, really soft. You know, sometimes when you're looking at a canvas or a calico that's stiff, if it's not quilter's calico, then it might not be as soft as this. This is so beautifully soft. You can still quilt with it, but just be aware, obviously it's a slightly different texture. I think a lot of people, Hayley, said they're using these for outdoor bits and bobs as well, outdoor furniture. Need a lot of fabric as well. I'm thinking if you're covering big footstools or big cushions, or if you're making inners for, you know, like the, we were talking about making the bean bags or making the pet bags. If you want to make an inner for it, then this is going to be a really cost-effective way of doing it. Even just with half a metre, which looks like that. How many of those little dolls are you going to be able to make? Loads and loads and loads. Brilliant value. Just £2.50 a half metre, and it will be cut off the bolt for you. It's 120 centimetres wide. It's going to be ideal to have by the half metre. If you've already shopped today, why not just add half a metre or a metre to your order? You're only going to be paying £1 postage and packaging, so you can still make the most of that whilst you can. Whenever we get Osnaburg in or calico in, they're always extremely, extremely popular and sell really, really quickly. So there's your chance to get them by the half metre, cut off the bolt, especially for you. Especially for you. Okay, so these lovely purses. Oh, you can't see them there. Shall I? Okay, so these are beautiful. Oh, so we've got the most gorgeous little purses that Darphine launched yesterday, and I text Laura, I was really naughty, and text Laura and said, Laura, please, 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 if there are any left that we can show, please can you leave them for us to be able to show tomorrow, because these are so beautiful. Let me move them down here, Paul, so then you can. So we've got some kits available for these. Now I will go through the kits with you in a second, just when Paul gets back. Thank you. We've got in the kit, what gorgeous fabric. It launched yesterday. This all came yesterday. So we've got the Tilda fabrics, which are gorgeous. Look at these. You then also got like your woodlandy one, all fat quarters. And then you've also got all of your spots, 6 fat quarters. So 3 for your lining and 3 for your outer. You then also get 3 of your frame. So you've got 2 for your purses, and then you've got 1 for your larger bag. Absolutely love it, don't you? That purple is beautiful. If you missed the demonstration, it was 9 o'clock yesterday. Just £27.99. How beautiful are these though? Look, I love the idea of doing a little strap with maybe some beads. If you've been on the Jewellery Maker website and had a look, you can get some lovely beads like this. You get really comprehensive instructions as well, which I couldn't find this morning. They must have been taken away yesterday, but you do get some really comprehensive instructions. And of course, your 3 of your bag frames as well to make these. £27.99 for all of these bags. Now, we offered that with the fabric. We also offered just the purse clasp and Darphine's instructions, which, as I say, you can watch back on YouTube to get any of the tips, but you can use whatever fabric you want. And that was £12.99. Sorry that I haven't got the instructions to show you. If you watched the show yesterday, then you'll know that the instructions are really, really comprehensive, but they will definitely be sent with you along with your 3 clasps. Just £12.99. That's fantastic value, isn't it? So you get the 2 of your purse and the bag, plus your instructions. You could make 3 different gifts for 3 different people. How good is that? £4.50 a bag. How good is that? Then any of your fabric that you've got in your stash, you don't need too much fabric, do you? Just using fat quarters. So, hope you love them. We just wanted to bring those back because they were so popular yesterday. With your instructions, you also get full size templates, which you can, of course, trace out and use again and again with lots of different fabrics. So they're brilliant. Now, you saw very, very briefly, Cara mentioned this. Now, it's because it's quite large, but you can completely manipulate it and change it to how you want. So I've unplugged it. I tried to charge it earlier on, so you can see it's got full LED light ring to light up any of your sewing work. If you're doing something that's close up, Cara was talking about embroidery earlier, and we saw how close. Maybe if I show you like this, we can see how... Can you? Oh, she's a bit close. There we go. I'll get there in a second. So, to be able to do all of these lovely little smaller stitches really clearly, and brilliant to be able to have the light as well. I've got different warm lights. And I've got neutral lights as well. Can you see the different coloured lights? All different brightnesses as well. Now, the box itself comes with another pole, this one, that you could fit, again, higher. So you can do it from the floor. So you can have this resting on the floor and then have it over. You can have it on a desk like this, and then this is a full retractable arm. Or you can just unscrew this, put that onto there, screw this in, and have it just as a clip. You can have no poles and just have it as a clamp straight onto that arm, basically. So it is really, really versatile indeed. It's £73.99 and you can recharge it. So you don't need to plug it in. What we've done this morning is just charged it up. Charged it up and take it anywhere you want. Or if you do have plugs, I don't have many plugs in my I know some people, new houses, they've got lots of plugs, haven't they? Lots of sockets. So if you do want to plug it in, you absolutely can. So even if you're thinking, oh, it's out of battery, I'm going to have to charge it. No, you can use it whilst it's plugged in as well. £73.99. I know a lot of people who say when they're sewing on an evening, I know that you can easily choose the wrong colour, whether you're doing embroidery or even knitting, or if you're doing anything that's close up. Even reading at night, if somebody's next to you or in the same room as you and watching the telly, and you just want to focus on your part and have your own light without putting main lights or lamps on, so handy to be able to have it. I think over at Jewellery Maker as well, that these are ever so popular for small beading work as well. Any embroidery or cross stitch that you do, you'll know how invaluable magnifyings are. Now we've got, pardon? Oh, lots of people who are still yet to check out on multiple things throughout the show. £7.80, I understand, is the considered purchase, and it might be something that you might have to talk to somebody about, or, you know, move a bit of money around or speak to somebody. Don't wait too long though, because we said 2 weeks of stock. The amount of people that have got this in their basket after today's show, I think that's probably looking like more of a week's stock left. So have a serious think about it. If there's any questions that we haven't answered yet, either speak to the customer service team or message in on Facebook, and our Hayley B, who's head of marketing, she's constantly looking at the Facebook page to find any questions that you might have, and we'll hopefully be able to answer them for you. It is an amazing machine. It really, really is. And just a reminder, it will go back up. Well, I say back up. It will go up to £2,679 the next time that we get these in. We've got a real short, a small amount of stock that we're going to be able to offer at this introductory price. So make the most of it. Right, tomorrow coming up. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, I know that, in the next hour, earlier on in the week, we had huge technical gremlins, and it meant that we weren't on Freeview for a whole day. On what day was it? I can't even think what day it is today. I'm all over the place still with dates. Friday today. So was it on Wednesday or Tuesday? Monday. It was back on Monday. Back on Monday, we had real technical difficulties and we weren't on Freeview. So what we've been doing all week is repeating each hour. So this one today, at 12 o'clock, will be which one? 11 o'clock. The 11 o'clock from Monday show will be repeated after this. So stay with us. Tomorrow's show, though, we've got another brilliant day. I'm with Janice tomorrow. 8 o'clock, we've got a gorgeous kids jumpsuit with Janice. At 9 o'clock, we've got savings for your stash building. At 10 o'clock, we've got another gorgeous cosmetics bag with our amazing Janice. If you've not met her, oh, she's so much fun. You'll love her. And at 11 o'clock, you've got the adjuster forms. Very exciting. Plus, we're going to be bringing to you more sewing room tools. Yeah, hang on, sorry. Yeah, you know the massive rainbow bundle? Every single time it goes on air, it sells out. Back on tomorrow at 9. Back on tomorrow at 9, and it's extremely limited. So if you want it, set your alarms, be with us tomorrow morning, as that will sell out again tomorrow. We've got a brilliant day for you tomorrow. I can't wait to see Janice as well. I've not seen her for so long, so it's really exciting to see her. Thank you for your company today. Well done to Hayley. You're brilliant. We will see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Stay tuned for Monday's repeat.